guys, how are you? Welcome back to another awesome video, and today we're back with another live stream. But today is going to be something very specific and something very special and something major, and that is we're going to do my very first ever spoiler stream. And kind of sort of a spoiler review, more or less. I mean, it's a spoiler stream, but it's still a spoiler review. It's gonna be a little different from how I'll be per se reviewing this, but it'll be just talking about all the spoilers for Spider-Man No Way Home. So anyone that tunes in, I hope you have seen Spider-Man No Way Home. If you haven't, big spoiler warning, and I mean it. Big spoiler warning. Let me turn down the music. I don't know why the music just went down. That's really weird. Let me turn it down just a little. Actually, you know what? Hold up. Yeah, that's fine. And then that's fine. Accept that for a second. Done. Alright, anyways, I need to think for a second because like that music was just not super loud, but I was like, wow, that's loud. So we'll be doing this in the format of, actually, no, let me just open up my loading game, so that way, yeah, there we go. Okay. Alright, so how this is going to be done is it's going to be totally different than I usually do either a review or spoiler review. For many reasons. Because one, this is just going to be me talking about the Spider-Man No Way Home spoilers. So all things spoilers for the movie. And also, this is going to be like in the form like of a podcast kind of sort of. This is like you can literally listen to this while on the go, wherever you can go type of thing. So if you're who knows where, who knows when, you can literally just listen to this audio and listen to me just talk about these different topics. So there's going to be 3 different topics that we're going to go into. We're not going to get into the spoilers just yet, but I just want to do something real quick. Then we'll get into spoilers. Give you guys a few minutes to jump in, come on in, and then once everyone is in here, then we'll talk spoilers, and then afterwards we'll talk about some other stuff. So I have like these little segments, little topics I want to get into. So, alright. But I hope all of you and everyone out there is watching this is having a wonderful morning. And oh damn it, I should have had whatchamacallit. Too bad they didn't give me Spider-Man and one of his other villains. But this works. This is fitting. Although technically Kingpin isn't really in No Way Home. He is obviously in Hawkeye. So I mean it kind of is fitting. He's a Spider-Man villain. First, let me find good old Spidey to open up on. Because before we get started,
time to swing it to action.
I want to do something real quick. Before we get started on spoilers, I want to start off on doing just a little quick customization. First, I want to find Green Goblin. Where is he? There's Goblin. Great. Okay. So before we get started, I want to do a quick customization. And let's get this started because our customized character that we're going to be doing live is the one, the only, none other than Spider-Star. We're going to be doing my OC that I've had for quite a bit. I still haven't given you guys all the details on his story and his backstory, but I'll reveal those information later on in another video, in a separate video. So let's open and customize and make our very own Spider-Star, or at least my own Spider-Star. But before we get started, hopefully you all are having a wonderful Thursday morning. I know it's probably a little early for some of you guys, but hopefully you all tune in for this because I'm really excited, stoked for this. And I think before we get started, whoever shows up, it's either we're gonna get rid of T'Challa or we're gonna get rid of Doctor Strange Supreme and replace him with Spider-Star. So I'll leave that up to you guys. Give you guys a few minutes, I guess, to jump on in, pop in, sort of, ish. really need to change that thumbnail. I wish I can do that while I'm sitting here, but I can't. It's kind of a bummer. Yeah, that really is a bummer. I can't even do that while it's edited, while it's like this, live. I don't think I can. Can I? No, I can't. Yeah, I can't. Is there a way I can? I'm not even sure. Wait, hold up. Hold up, hold up. Let me change it. Let me change it. No, I can't change the thumbnail. Damn it. I can't do this while it's live, guys. I wish I could, but I can't do this while it's live. But anyone that tunes in, welcome. Welcome, Brendan Williams. You're just in time. We haven't gotten into any spoilers just yet, but real quick, before we do that, I want to do a quick customization for Spider-Star, my little Spider-Sona OC I've been working on a little bit. And after that, then we're going to just talk about all things spoilers. I'll talk about some spoilers. If you guys have any spoilers you want to talk about, feel free. If you haven't seen No Way Home, I seriously highly advise you step out after we're done doing the customization for Spider-Star. Like, I'm dead serious. Like, I don't want anyone getting spoiled by this movie. I don't want anyone going, hey, you were talking about spoilers and I didn't see the movie. I mean, you came to the stream. I'm just warning you guys. Like, I mean, I appreciate you tuning in, but if you're gonna listen to spoilers and then get pissed at me, then I'm just putting that out there because I really don't want anything where someone's like, oh, you spoiled the movie for me. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sorry, but, you know. So, we're gonna do this in topics. I'm gonna do a quick little customization for Spider-Star, and then we'll do spoilers, and then we'll talk about some other stuff after the spoilers. So, hope you all are having a wonderful day. And also, before we get started, who should we get rid of? T'Challa, the Star-Lord T'Challa, or Doctor Strange Supreme? Because LEGO Marvel 2 only allows 10 slots. Okay, I mean, that's okay. I'm not gonna. It's between those two I'm gonna get rid of the customized characters. So which one should we get rid of? I'm not getting rid of that character. That was my first character I made for LEGO Marvel 2. That's Flash from 2099. That's Zoom. That's another OC I've made. That's Mysterio from Far From Home. That's a medieval Superman. That's Agent Carnage. I'm gonna either get rid of Star-Lord T'Challa or Doctor Strange Supreme. Which one should we get rid of and replace with Spider-Star? I'm not getting rid of Cowboy Batman because that looks awesome. I mean, it's Cowboy Batman, guys. I mean, that's fair. I know you guys wouldn't get upset type of thing, but like, okay, that's fair. I just feel bad, but I understand. I mean, some people don't care, but I mean, those that don't care, those that do care are gonna probably be like, oh, you spoiled it. I'm like, it is called a spoiler stream, so I just want to warn you guys, and I'm just looking out for your health and your well-being. So let me know in the chat who should we get rid of, and then we'll start the process, and then afterwards we'll get into spoilers, because I want to have Spider-Star in my roster here, customized characters. I just don't know who to get rid of. It's either Strange Supreme or T'Challa. Actually, let me show you guys a better look of these characters, and maybe that'll help decide. No, why not go back? So there's T'Challa, and then we're gonna get Strange Supreme. That's like supposed to be kind of like Star-Lord T'Challa from What If. Sort of ish. I tried the best I could, and then we'll bring out Doctor Strange Supreme from the same series. What If. So let me bring these out. Let me bring these guys out in daylight, and so we can determine who's gonna get eliminated. Who do we keep? Who do we keep, and who do we get rid of? Who's getting dished off the chopping block, and who stays? Will it be Doctor Strange Supreme or Star-Lord T'Challa? I know they don't have the exact parts to make those guys, but I tried my best. I think so, but one will stand, one shall fall, as one hero once said. Yeah, I really wish I can change the thumbnail while I'm here, but I can't while it's live. So basically, we'd have to wait till after the stream is over so I can change my thumbnail. Let's see. I really don't know who to choose from, guys. That's why I'm asking your help. Because I honestly don't know, and not that I don't care, but I'm kind of like, I can go either or. So we either get rid of Strange Supreme or T'Challa.
You seen that superhero supply store?
I yeet Doctor Strange. Okay.
Always seems to be in some sort
All
of
right.
trouble.
T'Challa, damn it. Doctor Strange it is, then. Doctor Strange it is. It's been real, buddy, but you don't get a marshmallow. Anyone get my reference to that? If you do, I'd give you a cookie. So we're gonna get rid of Mr. Stephen Strange Supreme. And we're gonna start making... Okay, great. So, we're gonna make my Spider Sona that I've had for quite a bit, known as Spider Star. And I'm gonna do the best I can to try and work with what I got, because there's still things I need to unlock, and I still haven't unlocked yet, and there's still things that it still has limitations to, this customization. However, we're gonna do the best we can with it. And I think we'll make a pretty stellar Spider Star. I think. I'd like to think so. So, and I know you guys still aren't aware of his backstory, but I will reveal more info on him. But he's basically like a Spider Sona I have created, and he's from another universe. So, he'd be like your Peter Parker type. Like, instead of there being a Peter Parker, instead of Spider-Man, he's Spider Star. But he's not Peter Parker. It's a different person. So I'm trying to think. I need to think out loud a little bit. Look at this here. Okay. I need to really like find some key things I'll make at least look close enough to my character. There we go. So with Spider Star, he's got a hoodie. He's got a nice little hood, kind of like what Miles has a little bit, except it's more attached to him than just an actual jacket. And a good old, I think, let's see. So while we're doing this customization, let me know in the comments how you guys doing, and if there's anything you want to talk about before we get into spoilers or anything else, and feel free, because this is basically a little part in the podcast, or quote podcast, where it's like, okay, we're gonna have a brief little moment. If you want to like stick around, if you don't want to hear spoilers, here's a good opportunity for you to go, okay, well, I'll stick around for this brief time, and then once spoilers kick in and I don't want to hear the spoilers, you can leave. I don't want to kick you guys out, but like I'm saying it respectfully, like out of respect. So I think I made it like a dark green. I think that's a dark green I gave him. I'm looking at my photo I have of him I made. Like, I kind of made him in a sense. I mean, I came up with the name, I came up with the design a little bit, but the actual photo was, like, I didn't draw that up. I wish I did, but I didn't draw it up. It's from, like, a website that someone showed me where you can create your own web warrior, and I'm like, that's kind of cool. And that's the outline. I was like, that's really cool. So, I wish there was, like, webbing outline I can give him, but no. I mean, the thing is, the inside of his hood, what would I rate the movie? 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. No Way Home, 10 out of 10, honestly. And if you wanted to, guys, if you want to check out my non-spoiler free review, that will be in my channel somewhere, and I'll leave a link in the description after the stream is over. So feel free to come back, check this out, click the link, and then go check out my spoiler-free. NFT stands for non-fundable token. Oh! Okay, I mean, I'm still not familiar with that term, but okay, I at least know what that means. I don't know what... Like, I know what the abbreviation is now. I just still don't get what that's about. But I want... You know, I think I'll go with a dark green, so there's at least... Because the inside of his hood I have for it, it's like a little, like, pattern going on, like a little web stitch pattern on the inside, where it's green spots, black spots, green spots, black spots, like a little webbing going on inside. So I think I'll go with the dark green, so at least it's like it's a little darkish in there. So I think I'll do that. And then his face. I think his face would be really easy for me to do. Hold on. I think I know the face I want to use. I can find the right one. It's It's definitely got to be a spider character. I don't care which one, but it's definitely got to be a spider character. And technically, he has red eyes. I gave him red eyes, like goggles almost. Not goggles, but they look like goggles. But it's like part of his mask. But I think Scarlet Spider might do the best. I'm not sure. Actually, no, I have like a lighter green in there. His mask is a lighter green, but his hood's a darker green. So let's see. I'm gonna mess with some of the spiders. Let's see. I could do maybe that. Would symbiote work? I mean, it'd be the same as... Actually, no, I don't like that. No, I don't like that at all. The eyes are way too big. Can we do that with Miles? Oh! I mean, that's not too bad. That's not how I want it, but that's not too bad. Am I right, guys? I mean, you guys don't have an idea of the image that I'm showing you, but I mean, you guys are a little aware. He's in my little profile picture on YouTube, so if that helps. I don't know. I'm either going to go with the plain face or I'm going to go with that webbing design, because that's actually kind of cool. I don't know. Let's still play with this a little. You know, it doesn't really do much. And it's just, what is that? It's Spider-Man UK, and then there's Spider-Man right there. Oh, you can't change 2099. Damn it. Okay. Last Superior Spider-Man? I think I'm torn between either Scarlet Spider or Miles, because that actually looks kind of cool. Like, that actually looks good. But then, like, if only I could make those white eyes red, that'd be right there. That would be on point. I don't know. It's gonna be up to my choice, or what do you guys think? I mean, technically, Spider-Star doesn't have red webbing on his face, but still, I'm gonna be doing more podcasts like this. Like a live stream podcast? Sure. Where we have different topics during the live stream? Perhaps. Perhaps that's a possibility. I don't like that, though. So I think that works, but I'm tempted on either using that, because there is red in his eyes, but not webbing. Wait. Hold on. See what the custom in Lego Star Wars. Oh, you want to see the Lego customization of Star Wars? I don't think I have a Star Wars game yet on the PS4, but sure. Unless you're talking about the new game coming out, then I'm kind of curious how that's going to look. It might be the same as the previous Star Wars games, so... I'm really tempted. It's either I go with Scarlet Spider or Miles, so either I'm going to make that call, or which do you think looks better, guys? Because I might go with Miles. I don't know. I'm debating. The new one, okay. So what is that even called? Like the Skywalker Saga or something? And the DLC? The DLC they have is, what is it? They have Mandalorian, I think? And Bad Batch? I might go with Miles. It doesn't look like Spider-Star, but I mean, at least there's red in his face, so I'll go with Miles. Alright, and then let's do his body. His body's gonna be tricky because he's got a black outfit with a green spider on his chest. Like, going from where his chest is, down to, like, his pelvis a little. So I need to find something black and green. I know I'm not going to find a green spider because, like, here's the thing. Like, you can't change the color palettes on the torsos, which it's still unfortunate you can't do that. And I know I'm taking too long to make Spider-Star, but I'm just saying. So that really stinks because you can't change the color palettes because there's probably so many... Like, if I could take a spider torso, like Spider-Man or Symbiote Spider-Man, I would use that. But I think the closest one would have to be that. But that's going to bother me because the spider's not green. I mean, I have to work with what I got in the end, so I'll probably be happy with it, but still, just the little things, I'm just like, so that's just me. Silk would look weird. I don't know why, I just felt like pointing out Silk, because Silk's in this game. Actually, I'm glad my audio is working fine. If there's any audio issues or anything whatsoever, a problem with my audio whatsoever, let me know in the chat. Even if the audio's good, if the audio's not working, just feel free to let me know. Besides that, there's not a green like emblem with a black outfit. That's the problem. And that just, you don't see it though. You don't see anything, which kind of sucks. That would be cool, but I mean, the way I'm looking at my character, he's got just a slim kind of like exterior. So it'd just be like a plain black outfit. Not a plain black outfit. There'd be obviously details to it, but just, it probably looks something similar to this. Probably for the most part. It just stinks that it doesn't have that spider. Alright, so I need for his arms, he's got, now this is tough, he's got crazy shit for his arms, not crazy shit for his arms, but I got, what is it, his shoulders are like red, green, and red, and the rest of his arms black. So I need at least something with red and black, or red and green. But I need green in here, so I need some sort of green. I don't want all green, but at least something with green. If I have to, then fine. Maybe. I don't know. Oh! That might work. That just might work, guys. That just might work. And don't worry, I do apologize, I'm taking quite a bit, but don't worry, I'm gonna try and speed this up a little bit more. So that will work perfectly. I think that's fine. I'm fine with that. And then his hands will be green. It'll be like a darker green, I think. I might keep it a darker green. Actually, you know what? No. That's how it works. That's fine. Let's see. His hip piece. This is how I do things in order. His hip piece needs to be like a red or a maroon. So that kind of works. That kind of does. Looks a little weird, but that kind of does. Actually, wait. That maybe could work too. I'm gonna keep playing around with this a little. I think I might stick with Spider-Woman. That might work. Unless... No. Well... No. Excuse me. I'm gonna stick with Spider-Woman. Jessica Drew looks good. Yeah, it works. Oh, go back. Legs. Leg pieces. He's got like... Same thing with his arms I did with his legs. So either green and black, red and green, or black and red. So... That could work. Actually, that could actually work if I don't find anything else. That actually might work the best. Wait. No, I don't want to use Inferno, because Inferno doesn't really match. Unless, well... I don't know. That kind of could work, maybe. Although... No, I don't like it. I don't think I like it. But I don't want his legs all black. I don't know. I want some green in there, or at least some more red. Either some more green or some more red. And I know there's a lot I need to unlock. So I'm definitely going to work on that. I wish... You know what? I wish this was the reverse right here. I wish this was black on his legs and then green on his feet. Because that would work actually pretty good. But I might go with the first option I had before. Like the first thing I had. Furbush? No, it wasn't Furbush. Although, Furbush kind of is alright, but I don't know. I don't know. No, actually, not really digging the Furbush man. Dynamo? No. Where was it? Just had it. It was Adam Warlock. Yeah. Okay. That's not too bad. He has no cape because no capes with Spider-Man. Passive traits will just give him health icons. He'll have green health. He's standard because he's human. This kind of sounds a little bit young, so I like that. Reticle will be a web. Right there. No capes! That's right, no capes! Because Spider-Man doesn't do capes and no capes. Speed movement, yeah, he's pretty agile. I mean, he's average fast, I'd say. Abilities, let's definitely get rid of a lot of his abilities. Grapple, I don't know if he'll... I mean, I guess he could grapple, kinda. Yeah, I mean, he just basically has spider powers, like spider-esque powers, so it's not like anything new. So maybe grappling, definitely get rid of magic, get rid of mind control, cracked walls, deflect, vine cuts no, fixes no, no, I don't want to give him super strength like the Hulk, no, time manipulation, portal, no, 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 yeah, I don't know about maybe techno access, because I mean, I don't know if this has any bearing, but the way, well, I guess I can say a little bit of information on his backstory. So, instead of it being Peter Parker, his name is Andrew Williams. And he wants to be in this, he wants to, like, be a part of the family business. And the family business is filmmaking. His mother and father were famous actors, and he wants to be in the form of filmmaking. So whether that be editing, acting, producing, directing, writing, any of the process, any of the behind-the-scenes stuff, or even if it is acting, he wants to be in the film industry. So, if that has any bearing on technology with techno access, which I don't think that has any bearing, but I don't think I'll give him techno access. He'll web sling, of course. We'll give him... I think I'll give him, like, either normal web sling, like a normal web. I don't know. I'm not gonna give him a rope, I want to give him web. Yeah, I want to give him a web. But do I give him a regular, like, basic white, or do I give it another color? I mean, it's not a thing I've really thought about. Green web? I don't know. Well, I mean, it's not like Miles has red web or 2099. Well, actually, no, I take that back. 2099 does have like that weird blue technological web. So, but I think Spider-Star just has regular webbing, which is fine. So I'm cool with that. Hold, have a hyper jump, and then we're gonna. I wish there was like webs you can shoot from here, but you can't. Because, like, the only things you have here are, there's either that, or that. And the thing is here, these are like arrows. It looks like arrows, but there's no web you can shoot. So, would that fit the best? I mean, he doesn't have a Venom Blast like Miles Morales. So, it wouldn't make any sense if he had little lasers like that. Unless I can turn those into, like, something else. No, then again, it's like energy coming out of his hands. So, I'll have to go with that. And you can't, unfortunately, change the color of it, so it's never. It just stays the same, so it's fine. See? Nothing. No change. No change in color. They don't do a lot of damage, it's just webbing, really. So maybe, like, silver bullets. I mean, silver bolts. That'll be fine. Bolt targeting, sure. And let's see, it's hold. He doesn't shoot anything again, like I said. So maybe like a targeted lunge, maybe. But then again, I gotta do something for his circle, which sucks because I don't know what to do for a circle. Wait, hang on. Hang on. Actually, I'm gonna give him punching. I'm gonna give him fighting. And then his circle will be his shooting, I think. Yeah. His tap will be that. Yeah. Wait. Yep. And we're just almost done with Spider Star, guys, and then after that we will jump right into spoilers. So I do apologize, it's taking a while. Is that it? No, that's not it. That's not it for his abilities. I knew I was forgetting something. What should we do for his circle? Like, I've never really thought about him, never thought of giving him powers like Venom Blast or any technology like 2099 would have, or anything like Spider-Gwen or Silk would have. So I don't know. I mean, I'm willing to take feedback. I mean, I still am working on a lot of other things in his backstory. But the basic is he becomes an intern for a movie company, for a big movie director, eventually after, I want to say he's in the middle of graduating high school, going into college. So he gets into an internship working for a movie director. And the movie set across from where Andrew Williams is another movie going on that is using legal or illegal actual radioactive spiders for their giant spider whatever horror movie, something with spiders they're doing, and they have radioactive spiders, and then one of the little radioactive spiders happens to crawl away from the set and goes to the other set where Mr. Williams is. So Mr. Williams, Andrew, gets bitten by that radioactive spider, and he later becomes Spider Star. There's more details I'm working on, like the villains and a little more of the story after his backstory. So, I don't know. But I'm willing to take feedback if you guys are like, hey, maybe you should have this, or maybe we should give him this just for the character, like just for the Lego character, or maybe add a Venom Blast, or add something like that, like an effect, like maybe like he does something explosive. I don't know. Actually, no, I don't want to do anything like Black Widow. That'd be stupid. I don't want to do that because that's magic. And the thing is, his suit, the way I envision Spider Star's suit is it's not full of gadgets and gizmos like Tom Holland's suit. It's very practical. It's very just web shooters and a few other little like tricks up his sleeve, but that's it. So I don't know. No, I think I'll just stick with a targeted lunge for now. And if I change my mind, or if you guys give me more different suggestions later on, then that's fine. So I'll just leave it at that, and we will change miscellaneous. He'll be from New York. So where's New York? The only New York is Noir, which is weird. I mean, that kind of works, but that's like space, not space. It looks like Xandar. He's not from the future, so it wouldn't make any sense he'd be with Alchemax or whatever that says there. So probably just stick with Noir. I think we'll just stick with New York Noir. And then we have ourselves Mr. Spider Star. Where's the little hyphen? Where's the dash hyphen thingy? That's not it. There's it. Spider Star! Sort of. But it works. I mean, he looks good. I like it. He's in the thumbnail, so... And hey, that was a cool pose. Hey, that's a cool pose for him. Look at that. Look at that. That shit's cool. That's real cool. I gotta take a screenshot of this real quick. Just real quick screenshot. That's a really cool screenshot. I had to save it. I had to. That was really cool. That was really cool. Okay, anyways, let's go. Let's bring Peter with us along. And then once we walk on out of here, let's get into some spoilers. I do again apologize that it took a while. It takes a bit for me to customize, but not that long. So let's bring him out to action. And here he is, the one and only.
Chilly up here, huh? Like, more chilly.
Looks like some trouble is brewing
All
where
right,
you are.
and for the
Like a
majority
racket for
of this
stuff,
time,
huh?
it's just gonna be me free roaming.
Hey,
So
love your uniforms,
I'll be
guys.
free
Very,
roaming as we talk about spoilers.
uniform, I guess.
Let me just deal with these baddies real quick.
Turns out the Cave of Dragons did have an actual dragon inside.
Wait, where's his?
Somebody owes me a blue
Where's his
stud.
shoot? He doesn't shoot. Where's his shoot? Hold on. Real quick, guys. Where's his shoot? I gave him a shoot. I gave him a shoot. Or whatever thing. I know I did. Let me go back real quick. Real quick, and that's it.
You seen that superhero supply store? Lady who runs it always seems to be in some sort of
Go back real quick, and then we're done. But I want to check. I know I gave him something to shoot with. If his arrows or his webs or whatever aren't working, then I'll just, you know, give him something. Let's go here real quick. I just want to give him something. I just when I did that. It was really, really weird. Cap. I gave him bolts. Yeah. Okay, so let's try that. Okay, that's really weird. It's not letting me literally shoot anything. Tapping circle, it's not letting me do it. I guess I'll have to figure that out later. I'll figure this out off camera and just give him something else for now. Or should I just give him... Actually, no, screw it. I'll just give him stuff for now. I'll just give him stuff for now. So that way he at least has something to shoot. Back. No, none of this stuff. No. A quick explosive thing? No, I mean... I'll just give him an explosive thing. Screw it, I really don't care. No, that's not it. That's it, that's fine. I'll just give him that, so he at least has an attack of some sort. I don't know why it won't let it do that, but it's fine. An electrical thing, that's fine. Alright. I know it's a little weird, but it's just for the character, just for the Lego character. Just for the Lego character. I don't know. Maybe I'll add it to his story, we'll see. I don't know. But he does look good. I wish the spider was green, but he does look good for the limitations that I have. Okay, so now that we're done with that, anyone tuning in, now's the time we're talking about spoilers for Spider-Man No Way Home.
That giant
If
fireball
you do
on the
care about
Kronos building
spoilers,
was a real
I
giant fireball.
seriously warn you
So it
all,
melted
any of you
all the
that
snow.
check out this stream,
Of course, then
whether
we have a
live
giant
or on the replay,
with
that we'll talk all spoilers. And if you want to leave any spoilers you want to talk about in the chat, the comments, feel free. But all spoilers are
Turns out
allowed
the
for
Cave
this.
of Dragons did
And
have
if
an
you
actual
haven't
dragon
seen it,
inside.
I seriously
Somebody owes me a
suggest
blue stud.
you would have to unfortunately tune out. But it's for the greater good. So, I think the first thing, I don't know where to go and where to start, to be honest, because like there's so much to really get into for No Way Home. But I think I'll start off with just saying, is it just me, or did Spider-Man No Way Home, I mean, I was gonna get into the 6. Well, technically, I don't know if this is technically a spoiler, but I mean, we'll say this is a spoiler, but yeah, there's not really 6 characters. There's not really a Sinister 6, which I'm okay with in a way, but at the same time, I kind of wanted a Sinister 6. I just feel like I'm not like disappointed by anything that No Way Home gave me. Like there's nothing that it didn't disappoint me on. Everything it gave me was, I found reasonable, I found satisfied with, I felt so happy with, and all sorts of things that just in the theater I was just like, alright, I was like, I like where this is going. So, there's literally just the 5 villains. It's just Green Goblin, it's Doc Ock, it's Lizard, it's Sandman, and Electro. If you really want to count
Goons,
6,
bad guys,
there's
villains,
Venom,
crooks,
but
enemies,
that's a
whatever you
post-credit
wanna
scene,
call
which we'll
them.
get into
Go
in a
take 'em
moment.
down.
But it's not even, it's brief. The thing is, Venom's post-credit scene is brief, so it's not like he's a part of the 6. It's not like he's prominent in the actual story. He just shows up, which I get it, but it felt a little weird. But technically, there's 5. There's 5 villains that we see, and those 5 are just fantastic. Like, I knew that we were getting Alfred Molina and we were getting Willem Dafoe and Jamie Foxx back as their iconic roles, but I didn't think they would go as far as to add Thomas Hayden Church as Sandman, so the original actor from Spider-Man 3, to actually do the voicing and the work for Sandman. And they got the actor who was Lizard from Amazing Spider-Man, because I was surprised to actually hear there was dialogue from them. Because I thought for a moment they were just going to be like backseat villains,
Is anybody
where
there?
they'd just be bench
Get
warmers.
us out of here!
So whenever they'd be called on for just the action sequence, and they'd be just big CGI characters. But no, they actually got the actors to do the voicing, the mocap, or whatever they did for the Lizard and Sandman. Because I was like, hey, that was cool. Because we see, since we're on the villains, we see the first encounter we see of Sandman is when Spider-Man goes after Electro, because all the villains from the previous Spider-Man movies show up into our world, into the MCU, because of Doctor Strange and the spell that he was trying to create. So Spider-Man was just being Spider-Man, thinking, oh god, what happens if all of a sudden MJ forgets who I am? What if Aunt May forgets who I am? Oh, my best friend Ned and everyone else. And he keeps telling Doctor Strange, can you just do me one more thing? Change it up one more time. Change it up one more time. And he's like, dude, if you keep changing it and changing it and changing it, and it's a spell on top of a spell on top of another spell, trying to counter another spell, trying to counteract a different spell. So all these like things that Doctor Strange has got on his hands just start to collapse and just creates this big crazy rift where villains just start appearing from our universe. And they are the villains from the original Spider-Man movies, so the Raimi verse and the Mark Webb verse. And it's interesting because not only is it that their villains, their stories that they go into is that these villains are destined to die at the hands of Spider-Man. Whether Spider-Man kills them intentionally or Spider-Man accidentally kills them. Because Spider-Man 1, with Tobey Maguire, technically Norman killed himself with his own Goblin glider. Doc Ock kind of got consumed by his own monstrous actions. So like they get pulled out of their realities before they even could die, or can even, like, they're way before, I guess in the timelines, like the way they describe it was they were fighting Spider-Man, and next thing you know, they were just pulled out of reality. Like Doc Ock says, he had Tobey Maguire by the throat and just vanished. Like he just gets disappeared. And the same thing for Electro. Electro's like, you know, I had Spider-Man's ass beaten and everything, and next thing you know, he's like, oh shit, I'm in here. Like, it's funny how Jamie Foxx just has his charisma. So I love his flair. Like, and that's the best part about these villains now is they didn't go with the original looks. Like Jamie Foxx is not blue. Thank God. Thank God Jamie Foxx isn't blue. Because if we saw a blue Electro, that'd be horrible. Like, again, because I mean, I'll say this. Amazing Spider-Man 2 is a guilty pleasure of mine. I'll say it before I'll say it again. Amazing Spider-Man 2 is a guilty pleasure of mine. I know it's bad, but I will admit, yeah, it does have its flaws. And definitely one huge flaw was Jamie Foxx's makeup. Like, God, I feel bad for him.
That crazy fashion
So,
designer was ranting
basically,
about
the new
I
as
usually
Jamie
just
Foxx
let him
puts
tire
it,
himself out.
Max Dillon puts it as the new it looks like this a little bit. It's got the green outfit, it's got like a green suit a little, he's got little like yellow designs to him, a little like aesthetics, and because they show up into our reality, and Jamie Foxx is almost made of pure energy. So when he shows up, he feels the different energy in the universe. Like, whoa, like this power is new. So he finds Stark technology. He uses Stark technology, so there's a little arc reactor on his chest, on his suit, and the electrified abilities make his mask you see right here look so dope. It's so cool. Like, it's like this electrified, like energized mask almost. It's so cool. Like, he has it once or twice on, but it's so awesome. And not only do they do that and they give Jamie like an accurate look to Electro, but also they just make him a better character. Like, Max has got his, like Max Jones got Jamie Foxx's flair. He's got that charisma. It's so awesome because it gives Jamie a lot more like free range. Like, Jamie has range to be like, hey, I get to be myself. I get to act and be funny, be charismatic, be a little sinister, and all that funness, you know? So he has, like, he's having a blast, I can tell. And all the characters do. Alfred Molina back as Hawk, that's awesome. Defoe eats up the scenes. Like, man. But, so back to what I was saying with Sandman for a second. I want to say with Electro. With Doctor Strange, he's telling Spidey, like, look, we gotta capture these villains and bring them back to their realities, because it's their destiny to die at the hands of Spider-Man. I mean, it's just how it is, kid, as he's paraphrasing to Peter. So he's telling Peter, hey, look, Pete, because he's like, hey, Pete, you know, we saved the universe. I think we're able to be a little less professional. Like, I think we can consider ourselves friends. So he's telling good old Peter, like, hey, round up these villains, I'll give you a cool suit, which I still think they should have gave the suit a different name. Like the spider, like the, what is it, the gold and black suit, they should have gave like an actual name to. It's not like I hate the name, it's just called gold and black suit. Like the one you see in the trailer, where he's got that little magic emblem that Peter Parker has. It's just called the gold and black suit. And so, I'm like, I guess they could have called it something better, like the Spider Sorcerer suit, or the Strange Spider suit, or something cool, like the mystical Spider armor, or something, you know, like something cool, like Spider Supreme, or
I'm telling
Sorcerer
you, search
Spider
Heroes Wrestle
suit.
Scorpions.
Like, come on, because we have the Iron Spider suit from Infinity War, we have the classic suit from Civil War, we have the homemade suit from Spider-Man Homecoming. We have the stealth suit from No Way Home. We have the upgraded suit from No Way Home, the black and red suit. We have the Spider Suit V2 from the new one, No Way Home. Like the new, like, red and gold emblems that Spider-Man has in his outfit, which I wish there was a way I could make those, but you can't. So just imagine, just look at the pictures from the internet a little bit, or from the trailer, like with the gold emblems, but like the classic suit right here from Homecoming and Civil War, the homemade suit.
Just your friendly
like,
neighborhood
they have
Spider-Man.
all these names, and the gold and black suit's just called the gold and black suit. I don't know, like, just a small thing. Nothing against the movie, just the suit, if that makes sense. So he has the gold and black suit. He's going after, he finds Electro first. And when he finds Electro, he encounters Sandman. And all of a sudden, big old Sandman shows up going, Peter, what are you doing? Where am I? And it's Thomas Hayden Church, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. They actually let the guy do some stuff. I was like, all right. The same thing for the Lizard. They got, I think his name's Reese Irving or something like that. I can't remember the actor's name, but it's like Reese something. And why am I having trouble finding Lizard right now? H-I-L Lizard. There he is. So Lizard shows up later on, but I'm just wanting to give you an idea that they had the guy do the voice work, and I'm like, yo, that's kind of cool. And then same thing with Sandman, which I was like, hey, I was like, they brought him back from Spider-Man 3. I was like, okay, cool. And him and Electro are like having these weird encounters because Spider-Man It's like, I don't know who you guys are, and Sandman's like, wait, you're not my Peter, and all these villains are having these weird occurrences because, hey, you're not my Peter Parker. Even in that scene in the trailer from No Way Home, with Ock going, wait, you're not Peter Parker. It's like, you're not my Peter. Like, that's basically how that's how us fans got it as, is that they're basically saying, you're not my Peter Parker. You're a Peter Parker, but you're not my Peter Parker. Like, during that scene with Ox fighting Spider-Man, that's when he gets the nanotech, because he takes like a piece of his suit from Spider-Man's suit, and it just adapts to Ock's arms, and that's where the nanotech came from. That's where the red came from in that trailer. And what's really cool is during that scene is because it's nanotech and it's because it's Spider-Man's suit, just when Doc Ock's about to kill him.
I'm telling you, search heroes
Peter
wrestle
Parker
scorpions.
smartly
It's on
enough
like
he takes the nanotech and controls Doc Ock's arms and has him just wrapped up in his own arms, and he gets tangled and everything in them. And he's like, what are you doing? Because he doesn't know what's going on. And he's like, you're impressive with your nanotech, but I got you here. But then he outsmarts him with using that nanotech against him. And I'm like, that was actually kind of cool. I was thinking to myself, oh, he's dead. But no, he's got the tentacles under his control. And I think that's the only other improvements that have been made to villains. I mean, Sandman looks the same. He's just covered in sand. Lizard looks the same. He's just green and everything. What, the nanotech? I mean, come on. I remember sitting there, I'm like, wait. And I was like, oh, he's got it under control because technically that's still Spidey's nanotech. Like, that was clever. And then, because after a moment, Doctor Strange is like, look, we gotta bring these villains back to their reality and they just gotta die. So Pete's like, but we can change that. We can give them a second chance. Like, these guys seem okay. You know, like the way they are interacting at first with Spider-Man, like they do have this like vibe where they're like, you know, we kind of hate you, but we don't know who you are type of thing. Like, that's how I see it as with Alfred Molina, because he's like,
I'm telling you, search heroes wrestle.
He comes off as after being beaten by Peter Parker.
Maybe
thinking,
blocking out
like,
the
God,
sun is
like,
something we should
This is not my Spider-Man, but he has that, like, still that villainous attitude in him, like that tone in him. So when he sees Norman, he's all of a sudden like, wait a minute, Norman's still alive, and he's realizing because by the time it's Spider-Man 2, technically Norman Osborn's dead. So it makes sense Dr. Octopus is going, so Norman, you're alive? I mean, you're a walking corpse, dude. Norman's like, but how? Because this is like Spider-Man 1 Norman. He doesn't know he's dead. He doesn't realize that he was killed. He's thinking that, oh, okay, just all of a sudden it's Norman. He shows up after being Goblin. Because Goblin has a brief moment. That's when Doc Ock discovers that Norman's around in this universe. He's existing. He's alive. And he's like, how? And even Sandman's kind of like, yeah, you guys are dead. So both of you are dead. Doc Ock, you kind of got wrapped up and sacrificed yourself in your own demise. And Norman, yeah, same thing. You got impaled by your own goblin lighter. So by the time it's Spider-Man 3, you guys are dead. And with Norman, after him showing up as the Goblin during that bridge sequence, he hides like near a street alleyway.
I see you have found
and the Goblin's still being manipulative, and it's just so great to see Dafoe just eat up the scenes. Like, every moment that Dafoe's on screen, he just eats up and chews at the scenery. It's just so great because Dafoe just knows how to do that character so well, and is really excellent at that dual role performance. He was excellent in the first Spider-Man movie, and with the experience that he has now, it's just awesome for him to come back to it. And what I really love that Dafoe did was, in many interviews he said, he tells everyone that, okay, how everything went down was I was kept a secret. Like, I was hidden, I was in a hoodie, I was not to be, like, seen, and all this other stuff, and, like, they made a big secret that Norman was back and the Green Goblin was back. And out of all the secrets, especially our big secrets of all that Marvel kept from us under wraps for so long, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are in this movie. But we'll get to those guys in a moment because that was just so cool. Everything about this movie was so cool. Just this was done so well. It was fan service at its best, and the thing was, it wasn't just fan service. It was also that it served the story perfectly, and it worked in its favor, and just a lot of things just made it so awesome. Like, I really hope that I'm hearing a lot of things with the Batman movie that's being compared to other movies in terms of the quote nostalgia, but they really should use Spider-Man No Way Home as a good example to say, hey, you want to see fan service, you want to see like a really cool epic moment, you want to see a good sequence with all of our Bat characters? Yeah, we'll do it like Spider-Man did. But that's another story we'll get into with Batman and the Flash and all that. So, Norman. So Norman, he's back. He shows up, and he's trying to hide the Goblin stuff because he's still scared. He's like, I stop, leave me alone. The Goblin, not like he's still got that conflicting thing going on with him and the Goblin, where it almost feels like Green Goblin is aware of this new reality because he starts talking to him saying, look, we have another world we can take over. I mean, this is an opportunity for us. And Norman's like, leave me alone. I don't need this right now. Like, it's bad enough I've been stuck with you for who knows how long. I don't need to deal with you type of shit. And he smashes the helmet. So there's like a very brief scene where we see him flying in with his helmet and with the Goblin bombs, which is that bridge scene. And then afterwards, he's gone, he leaves, and he smashes his mask, and kind of this symbol of Norman trying to destroy the Green Goblin. But the Green Goblin has a few tricks up his sleeve, which is pretty awesome. It's pretty cool. And I gotta say, did Spider-Man, real quick, I forgot to say this, but did Spider-Man take inspiration from The Dark Knight? Because there's a really awesome moment where during when the villains wreak havoc, they decide, you know what, we don't want to be cured because Doctor Strange gets trapped in his own mirror dimension because Peter Parker outsmarts him using math, which I'm like, that's kind of clever how he really traps Doctor Strange in his own mirror dimension. He outwits him, it's kind of clever.
Sometimes I wonder if maybe we've overdone it with the number of Hydra skulls every day.
He traps Doctor Strange so he can say, look, I'm going to take that cube thing from you, and we're going to give these villains...
I have an urgent request from Madam Hydra.
What does it look like now? I'm sorry, I'm paying attention to the chat, but at the time I'm not. What does it look like now? I missed something. Did I miss something, guys? Did I miss something? Oh, the inspiration part. Right. So, after Strange is trapped into the dimension, Spidey's like, hey guys, look, there's a way I can save you. Like, you guys don't have to die. Like, there's an opportunity, there's a second chance for every one of you. So, he tries to do that. He helps Max Dillon contain his powers. He tries to cure Kurt Connors. He makes the inhibitor chip in Otto Octavius' neck not so evil, so the tentacles aren't like talking evil to him. So they tone him down, and he's like, oh, all right, I'll help you guys out. And just when Peter thinks that he's cured everybody, he's about to cure Lizard, he's about to take care of Sandman, he took care of Max Dillon, he thinks he's cured Norman, but in reality, somehow Norman kind of has been playing the fool all along, because the Green Goblin has been hiding in Norman's, his mind, in his body, in his shadow, because he reveals himself and goes on about, this little cure of yours you and your aunt are gonna do, it's not gonna work because, we got these gifts. We are given these gifts for a reason. And he's got this whole crazy villainous philosophy he's going on about. And there's an intense moment where Spider-Man just jumps on Norman, and he's beating the shit out of him. And I really got so many vibes from The Dark Knight. And it's so chilling, too. It's pretty awesome. Just him wrapped around his head, and he's beating him down, smacking him up, and then Norman Green Goblin is just taking every second, every hit, every fist to the face, and just keep on laughing, like haunting his head and haunting his dreams type of thing, you know? And so I was like, I sat in the theater and I went, like, I'm not saying this is bad. I thought this was awesome. It was a kind of a subtle little, like, inspiration was, did they take that from The Dark Knight? Like, kind of like how Batman was beating up the Joker in the jail scene, like, in that interrogation scene. So I thought that was really awesome. And then looking back on the movie, you think like when you guys saw that scene, you thought Peter was really pissed in that scene. Wait until all of a sudden not Peter discovers, but during that same fight sequence, Aunt May's there because Aunt May's been trying to help Peter out. He's like, you should save Norman, because he finds Norman on the streets thinking Norman's just lonely and poor and old and
Looked like
a
something
low life
big
and
was
stuff.
going down on top
And he
of
doesn't
the
know that,
Avengers
oh,
mansion
this guy's a
earlier.
baddie
Think
from
it had
another
anything to do
universe,
with
okay.
a massive
But she's got that kind heart. Marissa Tomei's got that kind heart, just telling Peter, look, just give this guy a chance. At first, Peter Parker's like, but I missed the part where that's my problem. Basically. But he does then think, okay, I'll give this guy a chance. He goes to help him. Aunt May helps out a little bit with things. And during that same sequence, since Aunt May's there, she's trying to help out, trying to save things. Norman gets on his glider. He has his bombs. He's going crazy. He's got the goblin, and Norman's kind of like just been a ruse, a shroud, a little puppet, a little like pawn that Goblin's been using just so to observe things, so he can be one step ahead of everyone. Because this one Goblin has everyone like where he wants them. That's when Peter kicks in and uses his spider sense.
I don't know how I feel
And he
about
webs
all
up
these
he webs up
visitors.
Goblin here. He webs up the Green Goblin because he senses the Green Goblin. There's a moment before the whole big not big climax, but the like, what is it? The like building sequence, I guess.
Heard they had a chicken
He's sensing
outbreak
like
in the
something's
saloon the
wrong,
other day.
so he's looking
Gave the
around,
sheriff
and
a
all
real
of a sudden he
good
realizes
picking,
it's
I
Norman. Norman's the problem. He webs him up, and Norman just all of a sudden goes from being Norman to all of a sudden the Goblin comes on and he goes, "That's a neat trick of yours." He tried to cure Norman, but Norman destroyed the medicine and tell the rest of them that speak. Yeah, he did destroy the cure. He was about to take the cure. And the thing was that Peter gave him a so-called cure, but Norman, I think, probably outsmarted him. Because he, like, I know there was some sort of dosage he gave him, and was like, oh, okay, like, I'll help you out. Like, he even does a nice little callback to Spiderman 1 with, you know, I'm something of a scientist myself. Like, it's just, the little references are so great, too. And, like, I laughed when I heard that. I was like, that is awesome. Because, it's just, he's sitting in the prison cell, because he has them all in prison cells at first. And he's like, I can help, you know? I'm something of a scientist myself. I didn't think they would put in that line from that movie. I was like, okay. Like, that was kind of, I was like, that was really cool. Like, there's so many lines that they take from the original Spider-Man movie with Norman, which I loved even more, because it just makes Norman and makes Goblin, makes the foe even more epic, makes him more phenomenal. So in that moment, he goes from being all goody-goody Norman to Mr. Green Goblin. And then everyone's kind of conflicted. Ock's still a little bit goody two-shoes. Ock's still a little bit of a goody two-shoes because he's got that chip in his neck that, oh, all right, I'm cured. Everyone else has an opportunity to go, all right, we'll maybe we'll listen to you. We'll listen to you, Goblin.
Hey, come
like
here
Electro takes his advice and goes on a rampage along with Sandman and Lizard. And what's funny is Lizard, like, it's almost foreshadowing. Lizard is in this truck, and he hears, and before anything happens, he says, "Oh, it's gonna begin." Like, he knows something's gonna happen. Like, he knows that Norman's still up to something really good. So everything all unfolds, and he's smart enough to realize, you know, I may be like human, I might want this cure, but you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna be the lizard. I mean, there's no way of curing me, and I know what's gonna happen next. So 3 of them go on a rampage, and during that rampage, Norman kills Aunt May. Like, Aunt May dies. Like, this is like our Uncle Ben moment, I guess. That's what people are calling it, the Uncle Ben moment. But I don't see Aunt May as our Uncle Ben because, like, there was a reference to Uncle Ben at one point in the MCU. So at least there is an Uncle Ben that has been in Peter's life. Just, they never touched upon it so much. And because, also, Peter's had so many other figures in his life. He has Aunt May, he has Happy Hogan as kind of like of a family figure. He had Tony as a father figure. So there's a lot that he had as family figures in his life that they didn't really touch much on Uncle Ben because it makes sense. He's got more family members in his family or in his life.
Back to admire your handiwork, eh?
This
Can't
is
blame you.
Stonehenge
These are some impressive rocks. As someone who's once turned into a rock, I'd know.
Darn it. Oh, that's too bad. But yeah, I'm not even kidding when I say I was almost about to cry when all of a sudden there's Aunt May lie on the ground. Like, first she gets impaled, she doesn't get impaled, she gets hit by the goblin glider because Peter knows what's gonna happen. All of a sudden the glider hits her, and I'm like, oh god, no. And the next thing you know, the bombs go off, everything goes off, and there's Peter just trying to save Aunt May, and I'm like, okay, she's injured. And it's a lot worse than it is because, yeah, she's dead. She got impaled, she got stabbed. So it was really unfortunate, and it really sets Peter off because now he's even more angry at Green Goblin because he's like, you killed Aunt May. Because like I said, if you thought his scene, that sort of Dark Knight-esque scene was intense, oh, he gets more intense once he goes after Green Goblin again after losing Aunt May. And it takes Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire to bring Peter back to his morale.
Lucky enough to be
like, it's so cool.
By so-called freedom.
Like, it's really cool how they really just bring in Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. And I'm not gonna lie, part of me knew Toby and Andrew would show up.
That guy driving this fence
so I'm not like,
town,
oh, I can't believe it didn't. Like, I didn't know they were gonna bring him in. I mean, part of me knew they were gonna happen, but even if I got spoiled that Andrew Garfield and Toby would show up, it's still, as long as I didn't know when and where they would show up, I'd be fine. Because the moment they show up, I was still in awe because it's Toby and Andrew. Like, this is something us fans have been wanting for years to see. Like a Spider-Verse, a live-action Spider-Verse to happen with these 3 Spider-Men. These 3 Spider-Men that have influenced Spider-Man as a character and that have influenced and inspired and are just a big... I can't even speak words right now because of just how much people love Spider-Man, and it's because of these 3 actors. Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield, and Tobey Maguire. And definitely a lot of people that grew up with Tobey and Andrew have that nostalgia for him. Have that nostalgia. So when they showed up, I was like, oh my god. It was like, I had the biggest smile on my face seeing them. Because Ned and Michelle, MJ, are doing a little thing where they're trying to find Peter Parker. And Ned Leeds is really good at that magic technique with using. They found Doctor Strange's little ring stuff. And he is trying to find Peter Parker because MJ's like, why don't you try to find Peter? And so he's like, he tells the rings, he tells the magic, I'm looking for Peter Parker. So he's rolling up the magic portal, the ruin, and we see Spider-Man, and the moment I see Spider-Man stand up, I'm like, that's Andrew Garfield. That's Andrew Garfield. And he comes running in, he swings in takes off his mask, and it's Andrew Garfield. And it was so cool, because I was like, there he is! I was like, there's the man! There's the man, the myth, the legend! He's back! It was just so awesome. And then, it makes sense, because the magic's not gonna go, which Peter Parker? So it's gonna go through the multiverse, finding a Peter Parker. And, like, lo and behold, Andrew shows up, and then they try again, and then guess who else steps out? Tobey Maguire. And he doesn't even step out in a spider suit. It's cool, because he steps out in casuals, like, an attire, and then they look at him like, who are you? And he's like, I'm Peter Parker. And they're like, why aren't you wearing your suit? And he says, well, I don't flash it around, you know, I don't carry it on me. Like, that's how his Peter is. Like, he doesn't show that, oh, I'm Spider-Man. Like, the public doesn't really know that his Peter Parker is Spider-Man still. So, it makes sense that he's like, I don't go around wearing my suit. I just, you know. By the way, guys, is my audio still working good? Let me know. Because I've been rambling on for who knows how long, and my God.
Did you see the doc?
Citizens with suggestions on how to improve Chronopolis can submit them to the big chasm surrounding my citadel. While it may look as though your idea is being thrown into the abyss...
My audio's still working? Okay, good. Okay, because I would have lost my mind if all of a sudden, like, you guys stopped hearing me. I would have been like, no! Like, I would have just been upset because I've just gone on this whole big, like... I was just literally geeking out on the inside. Like, I wanted to really scream, not literally scream, but I wanted to really, like, go all out in the movie theater, but the thing was, I didn't have the right audience. Like, the movie experience I had was awesome, but the thing was, the audience I went to was kind of just, like, very quiet people, and which I'm okay with. I can do quiet, usually, because when I watch a movie, which, real quick, I'm going to say off topic. When I watch a movie, I could be, like, two ways. I can be, sometimes I'll just sit and take it all in from the inside, and then when I leave the theater, go, oh my gosh, that was amazing, or that was awful. Or in the midst of the movie, I'll probably maybe I'll like react to it. So I was sitting there like holding it together because I didn't want to be the one person that just goes, yes, you know? I didn't want to be the one guy just doing that. I mean, I shouldn't give a shit, but like, I don't know, next time if I was hoping to have gone see it with a friend, and that way the energy would have been a lot stronger, so that way I could be like, oh, yeah, me and my friend are just getting hyped because we just saw Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, you know? So, it was really cool, and I know this is a little weird, but I like Tobey Maguire a lot more in No Way Home than in his own trilogy. And hear me out, because I know a lot of people love Tobey Maguire. And I'm going to say this here, and I'll probably say this in other videos. I was late to the party when I started watching the first Spider-Man movies. I was, like, I was barely born when Spider-Man 1 came out. It was, like, 2001 or 2002 when that came out. So, I was very young when that movie came out. I didn't really know I knew what Spider-Man was. I knew of the cartoons, I knew of the character, but I never saw the movies until I was older, a little bit older. I don't know, maybe it was because it was a PG-13 thing, and my parents were the type that would be like, oh, we want you to watch PG-13 stuff when you're, like, near that age. Although, my dad kind of had other plans. But one of the movies, just, I don't know why, the trilogy I never really saw until later on when I was older. Like, this was, like, I was around when these movies came out, just never saw them until I got older. Like, it was probably after 2012 or 2013 I started actually watching the movies. So I was late to the party, I know. So, I can see where people grew up with Tobey Maguire. And it's ironic because I technically did grow up with him, just never watched his movies. I didn't watch his movies until I got older. Because 2002 or 2001 was when I was born. And so either 2001 or 2002 was when Spider-Man 1 came out. I had barely seen the movie. I was barely even born to see it. Hey, come on! Come on now, Mage Wolf. Come on now. Just come on. I was a baby when this movie came out. There was no way in goddamn hell my parents would have wanted me to watch Spider-Man at a young age. But, quick story time for you guys. Quick story time. So, quick story time. This still has to do with Spider-Man. This still has to do with No Way Home, so don't worry. Quick story time. So, apparently, when I don't remember how old I was, my parents went to a wedding. And it was when, like, most of my family used to, I think it was, wait, most of my family members were still in, no, actually, no, let me rephrase that. It was a wedding in Long Island or in New York or somewhere in Pennsylvania. Because, excuse me, my parents, when they went to the wedding, before they went, they had my uncle babysit me. I was still a baby, I was still young, I was still like a toddler, and so apparently my uncle tells this story every time, not every time, but every time we have this conversation, my uncle tells me that apparently when I was like 3, 4, 5, whatever, 3 years old, 4 years old, whatever age I was, whenever Spider-Man 2 came out, we were watching Spider-Man 2, and it was during the Doc Ock scene when he gets his tentacles and he's like tearing up the hospital, and my uncle always says that he looked at me and went, "Are you allowed to watch this?" And little 3-year-old, 4-year-old me, apparently I said yes, even though I wasn't allowed to, which I don't remember, but my uncle tells it like it was yesterday. So, it's funny, because I don't remember watching Spider-Man 2. But my point I'm making is Spider-Man 2, I was, like, it was like 2004, 2005 it came out. So I was still pretty young. I was still young when Spider-Man 2 came out. 2007 was Spider-Man 3, so I was still, I don't know, I just didn't think to watch the Spider-Man movies. I just never got into them. Although, there was one time I remember it was like, I was really young, and then I remember Cartoon Network years ago did a promo for movies that they had on like Friday nights, Saturday nights, like evenings and stuff like that. And one of the movies they said that, oh, watch Spider-Man at starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Cartoon Network. And then one time, I remember I was in my room, and bear in mind, when I lived in Pennsylvania, we had a 2-story house. So there was we had stairs. And I remember I had my own TV. I had my own little TV. I had the square box TV. I had the square box TV. You guys remember the square box TVs? I had a TV like that with the VHS tape and everything. So that was the life for me. I loved watching VHS tapes on that TV. So I was watching whatever television. I was scrolling through the channels on the TV, like the actual TV. Went up to the actual TV and pressing the channel button, and I came across Cartoon Network. And I caught a quick glimpse, a quick little sliver of Spider-Man. And I was like, oh, Spider-Man. And then all of a sudden, the moment I heard my parents walk in, I just changed the channel. I was like, I don't think I'm supposed to be allowed this. So I just turned it back to like Disney Channel. But I mean, I still was watching it. Point I'm making is, it's ironic because I was around when Tobey Maguire had his movies, but just never really grew up with them per se. But I know how much people love his trilogy, and well, Spider-Man 3 still sucks. I'm sorry. It still does. That's funny, it's hilarious, but it sucks. But, however, hear me out.
Looked like something big was going down on top of the Avengers Mansion earlier.
First was
think it had anything
Spider-Man.
to do with that massive face that appeared in the sky?
Peter Parker back in 2002.
Probably unrelated.
The guy he was in his late 20s, early 30s, playing a teenage boy. Which, I mean, fiction. You let that happen. You let that slide here and there. I mean, it's happened before where older actors have played young kids. I mean, Grease,
I always thought
the cast of
Kunlun
Grease,
had a city on the mountain.
John Travolta,
Shane Kang didn't
Olivia
bring that
Newton-John,
into
everyone from
Chronopolis.
that movie
Guess he
was
must
a
have
little
had a
older
budget
than
to
high
stick to.
schoolers. So I mean, it's been done before. But like when when he was first Spider-Man, looking back on it, like he doesn't look like Peter Parker. Earlier? He doesn't match his age really.
Maybe I've been up
like,
here too long.
At least from Spider-Man 1. Spider-Man 2, however, it makes sense because he's in college. He looks a little older. It makes sense he's older because he's in college now. He's looking at a job. He's working for Octavius. He wants to work for Otto Octavius. He wants an internship. He's working for the Daily Bugle. So it makes sense. But I think I like him more in No Way Home slightly because he's an older Peter Parker. He's an older Peter Parker. He's not his young Peter Parker. He's an older Peter Parker who acts like he's married. He's been married for a couple of years, and he's been Spider-Man for at least a good 5 years. And there was even a alternate post-credit scene where Tobey Maguire going back to his Earth, going back to his world. We would have saw him go back to his wife, Mary Jane, and his daughter, May Parker. So by that technicality, Peter's already married. He's already a father. So basically, in that sense, technicality, maybe we'll see that in a deleted scene for No Way Home. Maybe we'll see that in a post-credit scene for a different Spider-Man film if we see Tobey again, which we'll get into that in a moment. So I like him more in No Way Home because his look is better. He looks and acts like an older Peter Parker rather than him being a middle-aged man trying to act like a high school kid and look like a high school kid. So
whoever they got on snowplow
really
duty seriously needs to up
it
his
works
game.
in his favor
It's like driving
that
inside
he's
a
like
bounce
40
house
or
around here.
50-ish. Maybe in his 60s,
I was just
he doesn't
about
look
to
it,
take a
but I
trip
think
to
he
the
might be in his
Antarctic,
60s.
so this actually worked out pretty
It makes sense.
well.
He's a lot older than he looks, and he's an older Spider-Man from his universe. So, like, if you want to look at it this way, maybe in his timeline, Spider-Man 4 did happen. His Spider-Man 4 did happen. Maybe a Spider-Man 5 happened. And maybe a Spider-Man 6 happened in his universe. So, he's gone through a couple of years of Spider-Man in his universe. Maybe we can get a Mayday movie in the future.
Statue of
if
Liberty
they want to, if they really want to explore that, sure. So I like Tobey in that sense. And then, God, just Andrew Garfield is like both of them. Just seeing them together was really awesome. The two of them like web shooting each other and them flipping around. They're like, wait, like I see what's going on here. Because they don't know it, but they realize that, okay, you're another me. Yeah, you're another me too. It was just like during that little like apartment scene with Ned and Michelle, and like it takes the wisdom of both Andrew and Tobey for Tom Holland to realize, okay, like maybe the dark side's not the right path for me, you know, because he's got so much pent-up aggression, so much pent-up rage, anger. I mean, he lost his Aunt May, like Jesus, like he lost probably the last family parent figure in his life. I mean, not counting Happy, because Happy's still alive. People were speculating that Happy Hogan was going to get killed, but no. He arrives there to see Peter Parker and see there's Aunt May's dead body. So, like, he's got so much anger in him. And just seeing these three work together and the quips from each other are so funny. Like, them comparing, like, how, oh, so what have you guys done in your universes? Toby's like, well, I fought off a alien before. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, Venom. And then Peter's like, oh, no way, get out. I fought an alien, except he's purple, and I went to space. Toby's like, wait, you've been to space? Wait, you've been to space, my boy. And Tom's like, yeah, I've been to space. And then Andrew's like, God, I wish I went to space and I could fight an alien. Like, the quips from each other, the fact that they're, like, both Tom and Andrew are astounded by the fact that Tobey has natural organic webs. And they're asking him, like, so where does it come from? Does it penetrate? Does it, like, how does it work? And Tobey's just like, it's just web, guys. It just comes from my wrist. We're getting a little too into this and a little too intimate about my web. And then Tom just kind of clears things up, and like they have such a great moment, just this little brief intermission for all three of them just to talk to each other. And like apparently Andrew Garfield has doubts in him because he's feeling like crap, and he's going, you know, like I'm glad to think I have brothers in my life, because I don't have anyone in my life anymore. I mean, I don't have my Uncle Ben. I don't know if he has his Aunt May in his universe by now, but he's got no best friend. His best friend turned evil. I mean, his Harry got evil. Toby's evil. Toby's Harry got evil. But still, Harry's... Damn it! Andrew's Harry basically killed his Gwen Stacy. He lost his Uncle Ben. His parents are dead, not counting that deleted scene from Amazing Spider-Man 2, because there was that thing where Richard Parker is alive, but let's not get into that, because that was really like, what the fuck. But his parents are dead, he's got no one really left, and he's like, you know, like, I'm not even the best Spider-Man, and Toby's just like, dude, you're amazing, like, get it together, you're amazing, like, come on, you are amazing. And they're just boosting each other up. They really support each other so well. They interact with each other like brothers. And it's just so cool. And even Andrew Garfield has gone out of his way to say that it was like brothers. Like, that moment was like a brother moment. Especially when they hugged. Because Andrew even said in interviews that Toby's like the older brother, looking out for his younger brothers, looking out for his younger siblings, and Andrew's the middle child, and he's watching his younger brother Tom Holland grow up and become an excellent Spider-Man, and it brings you to tears. It brings you to tears, just like, and just that moment, the three of them, the web moment where they web sling in, come down to fight, and they do their Spider-Man poses, all three with that one shot lineup is so beautiful. It's gonna be iconic, and it's just a perfect sight to see. Like, I can't gush about this anymore because of how much they really did such a good homage. They didn't treat their legacy characters like crap. They didn't like give them the shaft or do anything like, say, The Last Jedi, because The Last Jedi gets crap, or whatever the hell DC's gonna do. But anyways, DC's another story, because Batman and Keaton and Affleck aren't gonna share a screen, which is gonna be dumb, but I hope they actually do. Like, real quick, I hope DC's actually just saying that, like, just saying, oh yeah, Keaton and Affleck, they're not gonna share a scene together, they're not gonna do a bat scene together. I feel like they're gonna pull our leg. I hope they're pulling our leg, so that way we do get a bat scene together with the two of them, and maybe throw in Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Flashpoint Batman. And there you go, you have 3 Batman, so you have like there's a 3 Batman, 3 Spider-Man scene, you know? But 2 is fine. 2 is fine. But just real quick, my audio's still good, guys. Another checkup, anything real quick? Just a real quick update, real quick check.
You'd think someone would spring for central heating.
Citizens.
Okay, thanks, Tom. So, like, that scene's just gonna be really epic. Like, it's gonna be one of those really great scenes in the MCU for years to come. It's gonna be the next Avengers moment. It's gonna be that next Avengers moment, like that lineup scene from the first Avengers film, where they're all panning around and seeing everyone there, and then Endgame with everyone there, like from Hulk to Spider-Man to the Guardians of the Galaxy to Doctor Strange to Thor to everyone, to the Valkyries, to Ant-Man Wasp, to the Sorcerers, to Wakanda, like that scene. Like, the 3 Spider-Men are gonna be that big and that epic of a scene. And just, like, I just couldn't help but just think in my head, just like, it's happening! Like, here we are! 2022 now, but when I saw that, 2021,
saw a monkey fighting a bunch
No
of
Way Home
earlier?
finally bringing the live-action Spider-Verse together. Like, and it's a cool showdown with Electro showing up, and then Sandman and Lizard, and then all of a sudden, like, Andrew's like, "Hey Max, how's it going?" Like, swinging around, and
it's so creepy.
And Electro's like, "Hold up, my Spider-Man's here? All right." Like, okay, I see you. Like, he's being all Jamie, and it's cool. And then I'm like, the only thing that I'm surprised they didn't do. Like, it's not a disappointment, because there are things that I do think about and I go, huh, like, I'm surprised they didn't do this, or I'm surprised they didn't do that. And this is the beauty of this movie. Is this is going to have a long conversation, because you can have so many conversations about No Way Home. You really can. And that's going to be the best part, is that this is going to be a movie that's going to be talked about, just like The Force Awakens was talked about for years, just like how Infinity War was talked about, and Endgame, and all these other movies that were big, and people were like, wow, did you see No Way Home? Yes. Oh, can you believe it? The Spider-Man together. I know, like, the conversations. So, my point I'm making is, I'm surprised when they mentioned Lizard was Dr. Kurt Connors. I'm surprised Tobey's Spider-Man didn't go, wait, your universe, Kurt Connors became Lizard? Like, maybe he could have said, oh, mine doesn't become Lizard, or he doesn't become a reptile-ish, monstrous creature, or maybe he does. Maybe if by Tobey's years, like by his universe, maybe his Kurt Connors has become Lizard, or maybe they're just kind of like, all right, like, you know, like just little things that just kind of make you think, like not like in a bad way, like, oh, like I can't believe they didn't do this, or I can't believe they did that. It was just like, huh, like this just has a lot of conversations, a lot of talk. So that's just a little side thing I wanted to point out. But they're fighting off Lizard, they're trying to cure Sandman, they're trying to cure Electro, and they're going through all three of them. And and Otto's taken out of he's out of the field, he's basically a bench warmer for now, because he sits out, maybe he did off screen. Yeah, that's what I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe they could have made a nice little, like, off-screen reference that maybe Tobey said, oh, maybe I did have a Kurt Connors that became Lizard, you know? Or maybe Andrew could have said, like, oh, maybe I did have an off-screen symbiote. But they make it sound like that Andrew hasn't encountered Venom, which I'm surprised by. Because when Tobey and Andrew give Tom Holland the talk about, hey, look, how many like, the feeling about Aunt May, the story about Aunt May. And then Tobey Maguire goes, you know, we had Uncle Ben. I had Uncle Ben. And trying to cope and tell Spider-Man, look, you gotta get through this. And Tom's like, look, he's gotta pay. He's gonna die. And Tobey's like, that's not how we gotta do this, kid. I mean, I get where you're coming from. We get your pain. And even Andrew chips in. He says, I lost Gwen Stacy. She was my MJ. And I made sure to continue and keep on going and being Spider-Man just for her. But he says this. He says, at one point, I stopped pulling my punches. So stuff has happened to Andrew's Spider-Man, but we'll get into more on that a little later. We got more topics we'll talk about. Don't worry. We have more like segments we're gonna like segue into. So they're doing that whole thing, and the reason why I point that out is because you'd think when he said I stopped pulling my punches that maybe Andrew's Spider-Man might have had the symbiote suit before, but he doesn't say that. He says, oh god, I would like to fight an alien. So it makes me wonder that maybe it is foreshadow. He says that I stopped pulling my punches, so he stopped not killing people, so he started kind of killing people a little bit. So I wonder, but we'll touch on that in a second. But they're all like they're all doing their moment. They're all having this thing. Otto's taken out of the scene because Electro's like, dude, you're too much of a pansy now that you're good, so you gotta get out of here. So he disposes of him, and I like that we're like in that moment, Doc Ock comes back and he strangles all the Spider-Men, and then I'm like, oh, great. I'm like, this is gonna be awesome. Now we have Otto is now back to being a villain, which now this makes things even more challenging for the Spider-Men. And even Tobey's like, Otto, no! And then he's like, leave it to me, Max. I got this. And then Max is like, nah. Like, let me take care of this. I got them under control. And then he cures Max. He stops his powers. He kind of like turns him into a battery a little bit and turns him off. And he was just playing Max, and it was kind of cool because we get this sweet little sincere moment where Toby's Spidey interacts with Otto, and Otto's like, Peter? He's like, hey Otto. And he's like, oh my god, you're all grown up. And he's like, how are you? And he has this big smile on his face, and Alfred has this big smile on his face, like, hey buddy! Like, it was just so sincere. And it was just so warming too. Because, like, he's like, oh, that's great, because he's like, you're all grown up, man. And then Peter even says, like, I'm trying to do better. Like, it's just the little things like that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He starts, wait, maybe he did off screen, or he started to kill villains after Gwen. That's what I mean. He might have killed some of his villains. He might have killed criminals. Andrew might have killed some of his villains. Hell, which we'll get into in a moment. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if he killed Harry in his universe. I wouldn't be surprised, because let's take for example, let's take for a moment here that after Amazing Spider-Man 2, he defeats Rhino, right? He finds out Green Goblin, he finds out Harry Osborn gets out of prison, and he's so pissed at him because he's like, dude, you're my best friend, you're now evil, and you're evil, you're my best friend, you betrayed me, you wanted my blood, and now you caused me, and you almost killed my girlfriend. So, you and I are about to throw hands. Like, I'm paraphrasing, you know what I mean? So, maybe it's like, that's what happens. He just decided, you know what, I'm gonna kill my best friend. So he tried killing Harry. And he just didn't care. You know what I mean? So maybe that's what happened at one point?
Doctor Strange has on his sanctum.
Anyways.
Where can I get
like,
one of those?
So with Tobey and Alfred, it was just so cool. Because I bet for Alfred to see Tobey Maguire again was just such a delight. And especially how much of a mentor Otto Octavius was to Peter Parker. So, I really hope, on a side note, because of how impactful and how much crucial Max Dillon, Otto Octavius, Norman Osborn are to Spider-Man as a character, I do hope we see MCU versions of those characters. Like, I do hope we see an MCU version of Green Goblin. I do hope we see an MCU version of Doc Ock, Electro, Lizard, Sandman, because those are villains that had a crucial impact for Spider-Man, one way or another. But we'll touch on that a little bit more. So we still got more like Spider-Man stuff to talk about. We still got a lot more No Way Home stuff to talk about. And so they kill all three villains. All four villains, except for Norman shows up. Norman shows up just as the final battle, which I'm not saying that's bad, it's so awesome how he just shows up. And he looks super cool, because he's got the purple look, he's got the knapsack, he's got the goblin glider, he's got like a little, like, he doesn't have like the hat right here, but he's got like a hoodie, and it's just so cool because they really were like, you know what, let's kind of give Goblin a little bit of his accurate look.
You seen that?
And it looks so good on Willem Dafoe. And especially the...
She was purple. Still learned to tune it out.
I don't know what just happened, but that happened. But with Dafoe, like, it was so, like, okay, I had no problem with the Goblin mask in Spider-Man 1, and I'm glad they brought it back for that brief scene. However, I really love that they got rid of his mask, because Willem Dafoe had such great facial expressions that his own face could make Goblin looks. Like, his own facial mannerisms,
I went to get a hairdryer
he
to
can
thaw
make
that
such
frozen
great
guy in the cave,
evil
but I got totally
expressions
distracted.
without needing a
That
mask.
looks like my mom.
So when he starts having these crazy faces on his face, it's perfect. It's so perfect. He doesn't need a mask. He don't need to look like a greenish face. He doesn't need to look all green. His own fucking face is just perfection enough, you know? So, like him flying in with his purple-green attire, with the Goblin glider, and he's got like these crazy, like new, like advanced, like abilities that he's got with, like he's got blades or like spears or some sort of like size in his like gauntlets. and he's got also other new tricks, and I'm like, yo, like, this is very cool. So, like, also all these other things, and I love that he uses the can the Spider-Man come out to play, and like the first person that hears it is Toby, and Toby is like, oh no, I know that voice anywhere. Like, he's the first face you see when all of a sudden he hears in the distance, "Can the Spider-Man come out to play?" And like, his face of fear says it all. And he flies in, and at this point, Doctor Strange is like, okay, I'll give you this, Peter. You've done a good job cheering everybody. I see what you've done. You guys work together very well. All of you Spider-Men, even if you guys don't know what the Avengers are, because it's kind of hysterical that Andrew and Tobey and Spider-Man don't know who the Avengers are. It's funny that way, because like, you think these heroes would exist in the universe, but it's funny that it's funnier that they don't know who the hell the Avengers are, especially when Tobey's like, wait a minute, who are the Avengers? Like, are those like a band or something? And Tom's like, no, it's a superhero team. Earth's mightiest heroes, and we gotta work together and work as a team. You know, Peter 1, Peter 2, Peter 3. We'll all do this, right? Yeah! So Doctor Strange is like, alright, I'll give you guys credit. You're doing a good job. You have my respect and everything, but we have to send these guys back because reality is gonna break. So they gotta do something, because the reality and people are starting to come in, and there's like supposedly silhouettes of villains like Black Cat, Raven, and Rhino, and Carnage, and new heroes and villains that are showing up like from different realities. So they don't show who or say who exactly. They don't really appear. It's just little silhouettes in as little Easter eggs. And I'm like, I didn't catch these until later on when people are telling me, oh, there was a silhouette of Kraven. I was like, there was a silhouette of Kraven? Okay. I mean, before the Spider-Verse, before Spider-Man No Way Home became the Spider-Verse live-action movie, the original idea was supposed to have Kraven the Hunter in the movie as a villain. So, I mean, okay, that would have made sense.
This new Sonic dance music is awesome.
What was I gonna say? Oh, so there's basically Doctor Strange is trying to contain everything and do all this crazy stuff while the Spider-Man handles the Green Goblin, and even Otto's in on the action because he's trying to help out. And it takes 5 guys to take out Norman Osborn. Like, I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just like impressed, you know, because of how capable the Green Goblin can be as a threat, not just for Spider-Man. He's not an Avenger level threat, I'd say, but I'm just saying he's a lot more than people expect him to be. Like, I feel like people don't give him that much credit. And hell, in the comics, he's become an Avenger level threat before. He made the freaking Dark Avengers. He made the Dark Avengers. Those were like Avenger level threats, kind of, and they were like freaking heroes, villains disguised as heroes, you know? So, I mean, if the Avengers didn't exist in that, if the Avengers did exist in that universe when the Dark Avengers came together, they would be foes for the Avengers. Let's face it, Norman kind of would rival Tony Stark. So, anyways, it's a great fight. It's awesome, and Norman and Defoe it's just so stellar. And hang on, I gotta deal with something here. I gotta deal with this. Okay, good job.
Frozen guy in the
I had
cave,
a cat
but I got
on the
totally
sink here,
distracted.
so I can't trust him
That rock
looking
looks
at
like
shit,
my
so.
mom.
Apparently there's some kind of
Give me
exhibition
actually, yeah, I'm good.
up in that ruined building.
So
Man, I do not
they're fighting him off. They're giving it their all, especially Tom Holland, because he's super, ultra, mega fucking pissed for what Norman's done. And he knows it too, because he's been toying with Tom. He's like, you know, you're pretty strong to have all this stuff that you could ever want, but you're too weak to have it. You know, you're too weak to take it. You should take it. And he wants him to kind of kill him. He wants him to kind of kill him in that sort of like Joker Batman aesthetic, because people forget, which I'm guilty of, that people forget that, yeah, the biggest rivalry that Spider-Man has ever had is with Venom.
Hey,
yes,
come over
but
here a second.
the most iconic and most crucial part of Peter Parker's life is the Green Goblin. Whether it be Norman Osborn or Harry Osborn. That villain has always been so crucial to his rivalry. And that is a bigger rivalry. And I forget how big his rivalry is. Because he is, the Goblin's kind of like, not necessarily the Joker, but if we're going to compare for a second, because I want to do an analogy, he is that thorn in his side. He's not, like, there's so many ways you can get rid of him, but he has his ways of returning. So, Norman Osborn, whether it's Norman Osborn, who is the father of Peter's best friend, has to keep the secret that not only Peter being Spider-Man, but his dad being evil. And having to be like, oh man, I feel bad for my own best friend, I can't tell him stuff. To when he's Harry, to when the Goblin's Harry, his own best friend, betrayed, gone to the dark side, become this twisted monster, become like father, like son, fighting his father's battles, continuing where his legacy was. So, Goblin has that mentality that he's like, I want you to get pissed. I want you to, like, really push your limits. I want to see what makes you tick. So, he's just going out of his way, doing all this stuff, and he's really getting really riled up. So, to the point where there's a moment, like, this is what I'm talking about, where I said, you guys thought he was really mad during that, like, Dark Knight-esque scene. I don't know why I keep saying theme. Then again, my mouth and my whole, like, speech right now, as I'm getting tired, but eventually I'm gonna have to give myself a second to breathe, even though I am breathing, but I'm just making a joke. So, during that, so you guys thought that Dark Knight scene, similar scene, was intense. Tom takes Norman's own glider, and he's about to stab Norman with it. Like, he grabs it by the bare hands, and he's like about to spear him. Like, it's like, holy crap. I was like, wow, like, this is dark. Like, this is probably the darkest I've seen of the Spider-Man movies in terms of Tom Holland, and I like that. I appreciate that. It's kind of going a little darker. I think that's great, because there's nothing wrong with it, and there was nothing wrong with the MCU Spider-Man the first time, but seeing it go down this way was, seeing it go down this dark was kind of cool. Like, this is a little intense. I was like, holy shit. I actually was sitting like, is he gonna seriously do this? And then, like, and then all of a sudden I thought somebody else was gonna, like, you know? And then Toby comes in, luckily to save everything, and gives him this really great moment of saying, look, it's not worth it. It's not worth it, because you know, in the end, with great power comes great responsibility. And, like, it takes Tom Holland's older brother, Tobey Maguire, to say, okay,
so
look, dude, this is not how to go.
Hey, wouldn't it be
You're upset, yes. You're gonna cope, yes, but don't do this. Don't give in, because it's not worth it. And Toby's been down that route, technically. I mean, it was emo Peter, which is cringy, but I mean, he did have that, like, violent self in him when he was the symbiote. And even Andrew, again, said that, yeah, we kind of understand your pain. So, even when Tom Holland's like, look, I don't believe your bullshit, like, you guys don't get it. But Toby and Andrew are like, but we do. You know, we're just being real with you, kid. So, they don't kill him, but man, Tom was ready and was going to. So, they then stop, they cure him, they get a cure finally going, Norman's back, and then Doctor Strange is still like, look, there's no way else of doing this. All of reality is going to collapse. Like, the reality in the multiverse is going to shatter. Like, there's going to be a lot of shit that's going to happen, dude. So, you better buckle up. And this is where I think, not only did I see this in Far From Home, but I think both Far From Home, Homecoming, and No Way Home showcase how mature Tom Holland's Spider-Man can be. How mature he can be. At his own actions, especially his own actions. Like, he knows how to be mature. He knows how to be a mature kid. He's very smart. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. But, like, it's funny because they're, like, I saw him get stabbed, and I'm like, no, not Toby! And then I thought they were gonna do him wrong, and then Andrew's like, were you good? And then Toby's like, yeah, I mean, I've gotten through this before. I've gotten through stabs before to the back. And hold on, let's take a quick moment. Let's take a quick brief moment to mention and reference probably the best, funniest scene from Toby and Andrew is when they're talking, and then so Toby's stretching his back on the pile, on the little pipe, wire, whatever, bridge thing. He's stretching his back.
Apparently
Andrew's like, you okay? And
Toby's
Toby's like, yeah, just my back, you know, it's just killing me. And then Andrew's like, I got that same problem too. You got a middle back thing? Yeah, okay. You want me to help you? Yeah, all right. And he helps him out, fixing his back. He's like holding him, hoisting him up, and he's like cracking his back, and he's like, God damn, thanks, you know? Like, it's too funny because it's that back reference because of how much that meme has been done before of Toby going, oh my back, oh my back. Like, so it's funny when all of a sudden he gets stabbed. He's like, yeah, I'm good. I just got stabbed. I'm all right. I've been through this before. It's all right. So, but Tom is very intelligent for his age. He's very mature for his age. But
something must have gone down in the Cave of Dragons.
What really makes him, I think,
that
probably a very mature and probably still to this day, like, probably my favorite Spider-Man. Still. Because I respect the hell out of Toby and Andrew. Because, yeah, Toby and Andrew walk, so Tom Holland can run. And I think that's the best way to put it. Because Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are still great, excellent Spider-Man. I love all three Spider-Men. But if I were to say, if I had to choose between the three, I have to give it to Tom. Not because he's recent, not because it's Tom Holland, not because it's the MCU Spider-Man, not because I'm Marvel biased or MCU biased, even if I am MCU biased or Marvel biased. It's just because of how well he is as this character, and this reason why.
Hello!
Hey, how's it going? For this reason why, he's so mature. In Homecoming, instead of going with Tony Stark saying, hey, you know, I'm gonna be Spider-Man, I'm gonna take your Iron Spider suit, and I'm gonna be the next Spider-Man, I'm gonna be the next Avenger. He doesn't take that ownership until later on. He decides, you know what, Tony, Mr. Stark, I'm going to still be that friendly neighborhood Spider-Man like you told me. I'm not gonna be this big Avenger yet. I want to stick to the ground. I want to help the little guys. I want to help the underdogs. I want to help the little guys. So, that is still to this day the most mature scene I've seen from Homecoming. That's still one of my favorite scenes. It's not an action sequence, but it's still my favorite because he chose smart and chose wisely, and he chose a very mature thing to do. He could have taken that. But anyways, Far From Home. He doesn't want to do the whole be the next Tony Stark, and he has a lot of weight on his shoulders. And in Far From Home, it shows, it carries because Tony's dead. So people are like, oh, what are you gonna do with the Avengers? And what are you gonna do about if Thanos comes back? And what if this happens and this happens? And he's like, I don't want to deal with that right now. He's trying to cope. He's trying to deal with shit. So it makes very much sense that when in Far From Home, he decides, you know what? He goes to Quentin Beck, even though at the time he did trust him and didn't know he was a villain. He goes, I think you deserve these glasses better. You deserve to eat this technology more than I do. Because it's better in capable hands than you. It's better than in the capable hands of you than me. I mean, yeah, he didn't know Quentin was a villain, he didn't know Mysterio was a villain, but still, he made a smart choice. So, No Way Home.
So I've been thinking about
he
this
decides,
Kang guy, and
with his actions that he's done,
I care for
everything
him
that
very
has
much.
happened since No Way Home and since Far From Home, since Mysterio did everything he did. Which, by the way, Daredevil, everybody, shows up. It's brief, but it's epic because it's just so cool. Because it's after. Real quick, we're gonna go back to the beginning. It's after they're being interrogated. All of them, Aunt May, Ned, Happy, Michelle, everyone's being interrogated. That you knew Peter Parker, and did you know he was a villain? And how did he get a hold of technology and Stark technology? And he was a criminal. And how did he kill Mysterio? And all this other stuff. So, at one moment, they get a good district attorney. They get a good attorney. They get a good lawyer. You know who that lawyer is? Matt Murdock, our boy Daredevil, shows up just sitting there going, look, Peter, I did all I can do. I'll just have to see you around. So, we have Daredevil, which I totally almost forgot about.
The Statue of Liberty.
The Netflix universe is in the MCU.
No?
I mean, we knew it from back in when Daredevil came out. Because, even in 2015, when Season 1 of Daredevil came out, what was it? Some of the criminals were referencing that, we had a big alien invasion, and there's people in armored suits and gods with hammers flying around. And now we gotta deal with a blind man with a weird, stupid red devil costume, you know? So, they reference the MCU, but we've never seen Netflix characters actually appear in the MCU world. We've never seen Punisher, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Killgrave, Cottonmouth, Kingpin, any of these heroes and villains show up in the actual MCU. So, not only did this confirm in Hawkeye, because Vincent D'Onofrio, Kingpin, in Hawkeye, which still love, and Daredevil shows up. Charlie Cox is Daredevil nonetheless. Netflix Daredevil shows up nonetheless. And he's like, I'm gonna help you, Peter. And then he kind of just has a brief moment, which I was like,
nothing beats walking through fresh snow.
He's here! The man's here! So, anyways, they did all they can. Let's go back to the end. We're near the end here.
Turns out
they do all they can.
Did have an actual dragon.
They do all they
inside.
can. Doctor Strange is like, look, this reality is going to destroy on itself. So, Peter's like, okay, you know what? Cast a spell. We're going to erase everyone's memory that I am Spider-Man. And it's so emotional, it's so deep, and it's so mature of him. Because he could keep it all if he wanted to, but he was looking out for he was looking out for his friends, his co-workers, his family, and he realizes all the things that have happened since his identity was revealed, since his identity had been exposed. So he does it. Doctor Strange casts the spell. The villains return back to the universe, which, by the way, Electro references Miles Morales, perhaps? Because he was like, at one point he's like, you know, Peter, you're so young, you're a good-looking man, or whatever, you know, I just always thought you were going to be black. And then he's like, there's probably a black Spider-Man out there. He goes, yeah, I don't know. So, nice little Miles reference, which I was like, all right, Jamie referencing Miles. Okay, cool. But anyways, so villains return to their realities, whether they die or not, but I'm assuming they return just in time for them to meet their demise, unless they have different fates. Because maybe this is alternate realities where these guys, these versions of these villains go to different realities where, they're given redemption. Because now there's talks of spin-off movies with the Sinister Six, and spin-off for Electro, and spin-off for this character and this character, you know? So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I know Marvel's, like, really cashing in on No Way Home's success, which I don't blame them, but there's some things that I'm like, really? at the same time, we'll touch on that in a second.
That cool lock
So,
Doctor Strange has on his sanctum. Where can
okay,
I
let me
get
fly
one
around for a
of
second.
those?
So, Goblin's gone, everyone's gone, and then Toby and Andrew go. They have a nice little moment with Tom before he leaves, and I assume their memories still are gonna know that his Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Because, I mean, it's a Spidey connection. They're not gonna forget that, oh yeah, Tom Holland, you're Peter Parker, Spider-Man. We're not gonna forget that. I mean, they're from different realities. It's not gonna matter. So everyone in Peter's reality, Tom's reality, forgets who Spider-Man is. Doctor Strange, Michelle, his own girlfriend, Ned, his own best friend, Happy, his own, like, figure, his own family figure that he has left in his life. Everyone in the whole world forgets that he's Spider-Man. And it is just so surprising and so mature because, again, it's just Peter fixing his actions and basically owning up to his reactions, owning up to his actions, saying, look, this is all not really my fault, but I have to do something. And if I'm going to keep my girlfriend, my best friend, my friends safe, I got to do this. And it's also the realization that, hey, my aunt is gone, so I can't let anyone else suffer. If I let this happen and keep this going, I could lose my girlfriend. I could lose my best friend. I could lose everything. So, everyone no longer knows who Spider-Man is. And so, but the thing is, there are little remnants of maybe Peter's trying to, like, subtly have, like, his best friend and everyone, or some people that he knows, know that he's Peter Parker and he's Spider-Man.
You seem like the type
like,
who would be allowed
like,
to undergo
literally,
pterogenesis.
Michelle, like, his own girlfriend doesn't even know who Peter Parker is. No one knows who Peter Parker is. No one knows who Spider-Man is. Like, as if Peter Parker was erased from existence. So, there's no college or high school diploma or any, like, citizenship of him because...
Hey, come over here a second.
No, I'm good, sir. I'm middle of a podcast, so I'll come back to you later. So there's no records of Peter Parker. He has no high school diploma. He got a GED though. Peter got a GED. There's no, like, he doesn't use the Stark suit. He doesn't use any of the suits that he's worn in the past. He makes his own suit, which is kind of cool. And what the hell is this? What is this? Hold on, real quick. What is this? This is new. All right, I'll have to stand here for a moment and then look at this in a second because I'm curious what the hell this is. I've never seen this before until now. So he makes his own suit. He uses his own suit, and it's got that classic look to it. It's got that nice, like, Insomniac design to it, which is so cool. It's so awesome. And it's just him web slinging throughout New York City during the holidays. Which, yes, No Way Home is, like, in between Christmas, I think. So it's in between Hawkeye, because Hawkeye's during Christmas, and so it's No Way Home. So yeah. But he does things on his own, so that way there's no record, there's no nothing, there's no trace of anything that, oh, Peter Parker was Spider-Man, or if there is a Peter Parker in the world. Heck, he goes to Ned, he goes to Michelle at the job that Michelle works at as a diner, and he goes to see him. I don't think this is Kunlun, or maybe this is Kunlun. But I'll have to look at what this is exactly. Like, I know this is near Kunlun, but I don't know what this objective is. So, so there's no trace of him. There's no trace of Peter Parker. There's very little things. And that's pretty much how it goes. So there. Oh no! Wait, hold on. He goes to Michelle, sees her at her job as a diner, waitress, whatever, and she's like, oh, who are you? Or do I know you? And he's like, no. He could have said yes, because technically MJ did say, hey, if you need me to, there's ways you can help recover my memory. Like, there's ways that maybe I'll try and find out you're Peter Parker, you're Spider-Man, you know? Just like old times, because she didn't want her memory getting erased, and so did Ned. But they realized what they had to do. They realized what Peter had to do. It was for their own good. So Peter could have said yes, but he says no, which I still think that is very responsible too, because now he's on his own. Now he wants to figure out things. He wants to maybe he wants to distance himself from MJ and Ned. Maybe he wants to just be Spider-Man again. Maybe he just wants to be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man for now, and that he's an Avenger, you know? And this is all, like, this is not confusing, but this is a really interesting thing, because so now this brings up the conversation about, so where and when does the whole thing stop and end? Like, wouldn't the Avengers have known who Peter Parker was before Mysterio? But no, everything's pretty much memory erased. So how people are theorizing is that anyone that is deceased, like Tony Stark, Aunt May, or anyone that's dead, maybe even Captain America, he's dead by now, I don't know. Steve Rogers is old, so maybe he might die of old age, unfortunately. But whoever's dead is gonna know that, yeah, Peter Parker was Spider-Man. But anyone that is alive and well and breathing is not gonna know who Peter Parker is and who Spider-Man is. And you're like, okay, what about when he was unmasked? There was never there's no recollections or any memories of Peter Parker taking off his mask. So, to the whole world, to the Avengers, to anyone that is alive, they've only seen Spider-Man, and only seen him with his mask. And that's how people are theorizing. However, I have my own theory of my own for Doctor Strange, because I have a feeling Doctor Strange might know. I think he might know. But I'll save that for another day. That's going to be for tomorrow. You guys will see it tomorrow. There's going to be a little theory I have for Doctor Strange on, I think he might remember Peter Parker, Spider-Man, somewhere. Somehow. But anyways, back to MJ and his friends, because he says no. And he could have said yes. He decides, okay, he just wants to be Spider-Man. He doesn't want any, like, trouble. He doesn't want any, like, anything to happen to Michelle. He doesn't want anyone to happen to Ned. He doesn't want anything else to happen. So this could set Spider-Man to want to maybe distance himself. Maybe find his universe as Harry, his universe as Gwen, maybe. Or maybe he goes to college elsewhere. Maybe he goes to work for the Daily Bugle. Like, all these things that are possible. But anyways, nonetheless, just throwing things out there for a second. So, however, MJ still has the Black Dahlia. She still has the Black Dahlia necklace from Far From Home. So maybe there is still, like, it's a little broken, but maybe there's a way that either she'll know, or maybe Peter could eventually say something and eventually tell her, look, we had a thing, and I'm Spider-Man. So, that's pretty much all. And then with Venom, the post-credit scene, it's weird because it's just Venom sitting at a bar, and the symbiote and him are talking about, that Thanos, that's not an alien, that's not how aliens work, you know, they're supposed to be parasites, they're just a part of you and stuff. And then Eddie Brock's like, but we're in a different universe, dude. Like, this makes no sense to us. And all of a sudden, whoop, they're gone. They're gone from our reality. So I think maybe we'll see Eddie Brock, Tom Hardy's Venom again. So we'll see. But I think that's all that I have to cover. Is there anything else I might have left out, or maybe any other thoughts you guys want me to talk on and touch upon while I'm still in the spoiler segment? If not, I'm gonna go into the next segment. I'm gonna take a brief little second, but if we're done with spoilers, I'm gonna take a brief second to go into another segment. But let me know in the chat if there's anything you want me to get my thoughts on. Like, oh, anything about spoilers, you know? Like, is there anything you want me to be like, hey, what'd you think about this part in No Way Home? Or what'd you think about this character? Or what about this specifically? Like, get into more deep depth about this or that, you know? Like, anything particular you guys want me to get into. We're done. We're gonna start nearing our way from, we're no longer gonna be aboarding the spoiler train, so. If not, Spider-Man will remember him.
Did you see the dogfight earlier? It was all.
Wait, since this secret. Wait. If not, Spider-Man will remember him this secret of erasing everyone who was at the party.
Something big was going down on top of the mansion earlier.
Don't follow.
Think it had anything to do with that massive
I don't
face
follow.
that appeared in the sky?
I apologize, Mage, but I appreciate the comment. I'm not following right now. Apparently, I'm not following, so I apologize for that. Do help me out a little, slightly, ever so slightly. I'm gonna sit for a second, wait for if any of you guys have any questions. If not, give it like another minute or two, and then I think we're gonna be done talking about spoilers, and we're gonna talk more spoilers for No Way Home, but we're gonna go into another segment in a moment. So I'm gonna take a second. If you guys have any more you want to talk about, if there's anything you're like, hey, what's more in depth on this or something else, you know, about No Way Home. But I love it. I love the movie. It was my favorite movie of the year. Like, it's probably one of my top 5 favorite MCU movies. I don't know. It's hard to rank the MCU movies because there's a lot, and I might have to like keep re-ranking them. But I think I have an idea of where I think No Way Home exists. I think it's like probably at least top 5.
It's Red Skull Tuesday. I can't wait to see the parade.
Turns out the Cave of Dragons did have an actual dragon inside. Somebody owes me a blue stud.
3 Manhattan.
I'll give it one more minute, and if not, we're gonna go into our next segment. And I think this next segment will be our last segment. I think, depending on how long this next segment takes. But
the master says I won't make any progress in my training until I stop wearing overcoats and start wearing hats. It's so cold here. You think someone would spring for central heating?
Did you see the dogfight earlier? It was all.
alright. Give me a second here, ladies and gentlemen. I need definitely a real breather.
Words to that effect.
It's not like I wasn't breathing this whole time, but man, I had a mouthful. Okay. Alright, let's see what this is about. I don't know what the point of this is supposed to be. Like, challenge of some sort? Like, I don't get it. Just jump on this? Just to get a thing? A thing?
It's already that.
What the hell is this? What the hell is this here? Yarr. I don't get this.
Did you see the dogfight earlier? It was all.
Oh yeah, that party. I almost forgot about that for a second. I was like, wait, what party? Oh yeah, Wong's party. I mean, maybe. I didn't think of that part, but I mean, maybe. But I still feel there is a slight possibility that maybe Doctor Strange does know. But I think we'll find out more in the multiverse of madness, and especially Well, not especially Multiverse Madness, but look out for Friday. Look out for tomorrow because I definitely have a theory on how I think Doctor Strange knows. I think I know. I think I have a few ideas on how he knows, but we'll get into that another time. So, since no one else has any more thoughts or questions about the spoilers or the movie or anything else, we're going down to our next thing, which is, and also, if any of you guys want to, maybe if you guys want, if not, I could do this, but if you guys want, leave time codes for me in the comments, or maybe DM me any time codes, so that way I know when time code started for when we did the Spider Star, and the time code we did for spoilers, and the time code for this.
I can't see a thing.
But you're the one with the eye holes.
Okay. Okay. Actually, no, I'll wait a second. Actually, yeah, let me get... What? Okay. So...
Even as sorceress...
Oh, I guess we're going then.
Quick.
You're the one who
I gotta
started
get this
walking.
dragon guy to
My
go.
magic
Okay,
appears
cool.
to be well suited to deal with
Give me a
this.
second here, guys, and I'm going to do this. I need to think for a second because there's like a little puzzle. Okay, good, I can jump. Oh, I hate this. I hate this angle. But I need a second to think. Jump. Oh, yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Okay. And I need a second here. There's a lot to unpack. So, oh, shit.
You must make it through the course without touching the snow.
Okay, yeah. All right. I need a moment to.
Are we there
here
yet?
And do this, and then we'll get into the next segment. So this is a brief intermission, kind of.
Make it to the end, and you'll be rewarded with Kunlun's sacred treasure.
Yeah, I knew it. Kunlun, something like that.
This will be a true test of your inner chi. Only the strongest will survive.
I'm going for it. Yar!
Oh, man, I can't wait to have the Iron Fist. I'm gonna toast marshmallows over it.
Where do I go next?
Be
Can I jump over here?
Some people don't stay up to date with all the latest Hydra-Pet regulations.
Oh, I see what I gotta do. I think I see what I gotta do. I see what I gotta do. I gotta see what I gotta do. Okay, I'm good. No.
So far, so good.
Sure. Let's go with that. Wait, what? Okay. Oh, God.
Listen to your sensei. Go faster, silly dragon.
I'd rather listen to my
Chop.
own thoughts right now. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to think here. And commentary from the Peanut Gallery is not helping.
So, did she ever explain the suit, or what?
Okay, I think that's it. Okay, good. Whew. Oh, dear God.
Listen to your sensei. Go faster, silly dragon. Chop.
Shut up. There's one more, I think. Right, guys? There's one more?
So, did she ever explain the suit, or what?
No!
So far, so good.
Can you believe some people don't stay up to date? Have you lost your mind? Stop jumping in the snow!
Shut up, alright? You're not helping me.
Oh, man, I can't wait to have the Iron Fist. I'm gonna toast marshmallows over it.
Make it to the end, and you'll be rewarded with Kunlun's sacred treasure.
You guys aren't helping me. I'm literally about to mute this any second if you guys don't shut up.
Are we there yet?
Dear God. I swear.
This will be a true test of your inner chi.
Oh my
Only
God. Where's the freaking remote? There. Just need a brief second to think.
Beware, for the course only gets more perilous from here.
I mean, I could have turned down the music, but I really am too lazy to do that.
Time to get to training.
You guys can hear me still, right?
So, did she ever explain the suit, or what?
So far, so good.
I'm gonna double check, right? Yes, no, maybe?
Was some questionable training taking place.
Oh.
Are we there yet?
Okay, good. Good. I just need a second.
Make it to the end,
Oh, dear
and you'll
God,
be
okay.
rewarded with
Now that I know
Kunlun's
that works,
sacred
okay, fine.
treasure.
Okay, good. That's fine.
This will be a true test of your inner chi. Only the strongest will survive.
Gotta jump. Okay. Okay, I did it.
Congratulations! You are the winners of today's Kunlun Fun Run. And it is my honor to bestow upon you the mountain's sacred treasure.
Cameraman.
This fabulous gold-colored brick.
Say chi.
Kunlun, Fun Run? You said this was gonna make us into Iron Fists.
I was told that we had to brave a trial on a mountain. How was I to know this was the wrong trial?
Join us tomorrow where 2 more unsuspecting fools will
Thanks, but you
embarrass
guys
themselves
done? Like the
live
two of
on
you
national
here?
television. Goodbye, folks.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Take the prize already, guys.
We don't want
Take the prize
your stupid
already.
prize. Gotta
Take the
get out
prize
of this
already.
stupid costume.
Maybe this is just our life now.
Okay, let's get out of here. I'm done. Alright, so let's talk about... We're going to talk more Spidey stuff. We're going to talk more Marvel stuff. But we're going to talk about the possibilities for what is next for Spider-Man. What's next for him? Because there's a lot that could be done. I know that some people could disagree, but there's a lot, if you think about it. There's a lot of possibilities and a lot of ideas that the MCU and John Watts can do for a 4th Spider-Man movie. And Tom has said he wants to do another trilogy. So far. Because lately Tom Holland has kind of been changing his mind back and forth, which I don't blame him. At the same time, it's like, do you know what you want, man? I mean, I get it, but I don't. Question? I don't know. But so far he's said that he wants to do 3 more. He wants to do another trilogy. He wants to do 4, 5, and 6. He wants to do a Spider-Man 4, 5, and 6. So, Spider-Man 4. MCU Spider-Man 4, let's be exact. Because
we need you again.
Because that's not the only thing that Sony's thinking of. That's not the only thing that Marvel's thinking of. Marvel's like, you know what? No Way Home did so well. We can do so much. People want an MCU Spider-Man 4. People want a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 4. People want a Andrew Garfield Amazing Spider-Man 3. We're going to give them another Venom movie. We're going to give them a Kraven movie. We're going to give them an Electro movie. We're going to do a Sinister Six. This is so far rumors, and so far some of them are confirmed. So take this stuff with a grain of salt, but this is just so far rumors that Sony's like, we're going to really do a lot with Spider-Man and their Rogues Gallery, and we're going to have Morbius again, we're going to have Black Cat, and we're going to all sorts of crazy other things. And if you guys
is this
want,
a new TV?
I
can't
if we have a
figure
bit
out
of
the
time,
remote.
we'll
How do I
do
switch this to
nice little
Kang
Q&A,
News?
live Q&A after this, or if you guys want in between this, you're more than welcome to. If you want to share any ideas, if you're like, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think of that? All right. So my first big initial idea, I think that MCU Spider-Man 4 could go into is, I think if they want to, if they really want to, they could keep the home theme. Like, you know, since the Spider-Man trilogy has been Homecoming, Far From Home, No Way Home, if they want to keep that home theme, you could have the 4th and 5 and 6 be like, I don't know, there's no place like home.
Tampering with a Kang surveillance drone
Or
is a punishable offense.
if they don't want to do the whole home theme, you could have a different word be for 4, 5, and 6. Like 1, 2, and 3 are home. 4, 5, and 6 are, I don't know, a different word. You know, something that can really be simple but complex.
Hey, come over here a second.
I'm not done yet, sir. But whatever the case is, one of the main ideas I think Spider-Man 4 can really use is, what's this now?
I feel like I'm forgetting something.
Huh? Killmonger?
You are Wakanda's hero of the
Hey! This is new. I haven't seen this in a while.
You are
Hey,
not
let's
welcome
go!
here, warrior.
I don't know if I have
Leave this
Killmonger,
place.
but let's go!
Loyal allies, rally to
Let's
me.
go! I'm ready to kick your ass, Killmonger.
By the power of
This is bad. This is really bad.
Home D. Okay.
What happened? Is this a kind of magic?
Is the fisherman still having trouble with his
Well, maybe not necessarily the home theme entirely, but still.
You think you can defeat me?
But
Pathetic.
one big thing I think they could do is there's several villains that you can have for this Spider-Man 4. Well, at least the first idea, because I have a bunch of ideas on how they could do this, villain-wise. So,
beating you will be
with
all
the
too
fourth
easy.
movie, it could be either. Well, hang on. Let me get rid of Killmonger first.
I feel
Try
like
to
I'm
kill Killmonger.
forgetting
Where'd you go? Where'd you go, Killmonger? I'm ready to fight you.
Always reassuring to see Shuri doing her
Get over here! Monger! Oh, you. What the hell are you doing? Coward! Back here! Coward! Coward! Dude!
You think my name is for nothing? Eric means ruler, and I will rule this place!
I don't think that's what it means, dude, but alright. Get over here, Killmonger! Stop running! I swear! There we go.
That disembodied voice isn't yelling at me when I walk past him.
I think I almost killed Spider-Star. I'm sorry, dude. Oh, you gotta be shitting me. What are you doing, my man? You, like, poisoned me or something? Oh, you're a little leopard or whatever the hell that is. Tiger.
They
Can't even
threaten
tell
your
with you.
leader!
God,
Attack!
it's crazy.
Attack!
Dude, you done? Let me just get rid of you. Not get rid of you, but take care of
My
you.
training never prepared me for this. Probably because it was in software development.
I'm trying to like multitask and deal with this while getting my Spider-Man 4 in, but don't worry.
Must be
I'm
some
gonna
new
get it in a
kind of
second.
ancient martial art or something.
This won't be pretty. Sure, you wouldn't rather run.
But there's several villains that could work for Spider-Man 4. But here are the main ones I'd like to see happen.
Is the fisherman still having trouble
Because
with his machine?
I would like to see Mysterio
Why
again.
doesn't he
I
just
would
get
like
a
to think
new one?
Mysterio is still alive. I would like to see Vulture come back. However, these are the like real like villains I'd like to see next in this Spider-Man. So either Kingpin,
Once I get rid of
Venom,
you, Wakanda
Scorpion,
will belong to me!
Keep up the
Kraven,
good work, hero.
or Green Goblin.
I mean, I don't really
But
follow the
not
news,
Willem
but
Dafoe's
I'm
Green Goblin,
assuming it's
though.
good.
So this all plays out into each idea I have for Spider-Man 4. And that is the idea of Peter just hold on with this gas stuff. Whatever the hell you need. So.
Loyal allies!
Oh, that's a leopard.
Rally to me!
That's a leopard. Oh, you coward. Coward.
There's a suspicious man skulking around behind the city. I could hear him mutter something about the white gorilla coat. So I'm staying well.
Come on, yo. Jeez, man. Super! Super! What the hell?
You think you can defeat
I didn't even
me?
do my super because you guys are dumb.
Pathetic!
Is it odd that I'm really craving ice cream?
No, it's not weird.
The hand! It must be the hand! Nobody else could concoct a scenario so nefarious.
Ow! fire starts. Like, breathe. Here we go.
Beating
Get over
you
here.
will be all too easy.
Yeah. Beat you up, Killmonger. Down. Wow. Damn. I mean, they could add Miles, but I'm just trying to deal with Killmonger for a second, and then I'm gonna get into like
Threaten your leader.
each villain that I could see in Spider-Man 4, because there's a bunch. Because whatever happens, whichever villain does show up, the main thing that I really want to see in Spider-Man 4, which everyone else I think agrees, we have to see the symbiote. Venom at the end of No Way Home showed that, hey, there was a little sliver ooze of the symbiote that stayed in our Earth. So there's a possibility that the symbiote exists in our world, because that little sliver of that symbiote is still in our Earth. So, we could see Tom Holland's Spider-Man become that symbiote Spider-Man and have a like really good symbiote saga. Not really a symbiote saga per se, but a really good symbiote like movie.
This is the worst thing to ever happen to anybody ever.
And I really want them to handle it how Spectacular Spider-Man handled it, which was really fantastic.
Should have brought more
Gotcha!
cats.
I got Killmonger.
Man, it's
I can't believe I don't have Killmonger. That's so weird. Alright, so now we can go back into do it. Wait, there's still more boss stuff? Are you serious? Are you serious? There's still more boss stuff? Are you serious? When? When? Who's this? Oh, it's Aunt May. Okay, never mind. No, I want more of those boss fights. Damn it. Fine. You know what? Okay, good. So, one thing that definitely needs to happen is the symbiote. Because not only that post-credit scene, but I think it would really play out very well.
I shut on my Kimoyo again.
Maybe a new Venom?
I really need to get the vibranium.
I mean, Agent Venom could happen. I think it'd be kind of funny if Tony Revolori's Flash Thompson, like the one we see in the MCU, became Agent Venom. I think it'd be kind of fit, but it'd be funny because we always view Flash Thompson as that big, like jock, like football-esque, like physique. But obviously with Tony, he's Tony Revolori's Flash. He's like more like that, more intellectual, like Peter Parker. Like an actual almost rival in like that competitive way that, oh, I'm smarter than you and I like get better grades and I have the decathlon and all these other things and Peter does this and Peter does that. But the thing is, that's no longer Flash Thompson, because he doesn't know who Peter Parker is anymore. He doesn't know Peter Parker is Spider-Man. He doesn't know that anymore. He doesn't know who Peter Parker is. Maybe he has a change in career, or maybe he sticks to his career and decides, you know what? Maybe he finds the goo and becomes Agent Venom. But I think it really needs to happen for Peter, because
I wish
not
that
only did
giant
Peter have
fireball
the
on
suit
the Kronos
first,
building
but
was a real giant
like
fireball.
imagine
So it
that
melts all this
trauma
snow.
that
Of course, then
Peter
we'd have a
Parker went
giant
through in No
fireball
Way
to
Home,
deal with.
and then handling it, I want them to handle the symbiote like Spectacular Spider-Man did. Like, if you guys remember Spectacular Spider-Man, like the way the symbiote was, how just demented and evil it was and manipulative to Peter's mind, really getting in his head and having this sequence where he's like questioning his like morality and like those sequences, those dream sequences. I want those dream sequences too, where he's literally fighting the symbiote and Tom's having this like battle between himself almost, like between him, Spider-Man, and the symbiote, you know? Like I want something like that gone into form, and that aggression that Peter had in that show be adapted to live action, but 10 times more, because how much Peter's been through. He lost Tony. He doesn't have not really much family anymore. He doesn't have Tony anymore. He doesn't have Aunt May. If they want to, they could reference Uncle Ben, but he doesn't have an Uncle Ben. His whole world has changed because he made his mind up to have everyone's memories be erased, and all this other stuff that has affected him. He's lost the opportunity to go to college. Well, I mean, he got GED, but he lost the opportunity to maybe be with his friends, Ned and MJ. But he lost that opportunity, and the pain that he went through, and the symbiote could really feed on that and use that to his advantage and really make him this angry, just really darker than ever, honestly. Like this really like tragic tale of one losing self of self. And I mean, hell, Disney can kind of has that foot in the air and foot in their what is it? They have their foot in the grave there, or foot in their street, or whatever the analogy is. They have their foot in that direction because they've had that foot in that direction before. Well, not at that time, but I mean, hey, look at Darth Vader. I mean, not saying that Tom's Spider-Man could end up like that, but I'm just saying, like, that lostness and that losing of oneself could maybe affect Peter. Like, imagine Peter, like, not going too far, but imagine him almost going that far, to where he almost loses sight of who he is, because of what the symbiote has corrupted him to be. Like, all the stuff and the pain, the sorrow, the coping, everything. And it takes a lot for Peter to come back. And maybe, doesn't matter who the villain is, but maybe it takes a certain blind vigilante to help him out and say, hey, look, I've been down that path before of killing and murdering, and it's not fun. It's never satisfying. You think it'll help, but it won't. It'll make things worse for you. It'll make you feel even more vengeful, more sorrow, more anger, and you're not the type of kid to go down that path. Like, maybe this Daredevil can be the next, like, mentor, like, role model for Spider-Man. Well, not necessarily role model, but maybe, like, he gives Peter a little bit of advice. He's like, dude, I see what you're doing, and, like, this is not you. I know, like, I've seen you around Brooklyn, I've seen you around Hell's Kitchen. You may or may not know a certain Matt Murdock, but hey, look, this is not you, you know? Like, it takes a hero to maybe help him realize it. Maybe it takes a vigilante to realize, hey, this ain't the life for you. And you need to get rid of that symbiote. So, maybe he's like, yeah, maybe Daredevil has a point and all these other things. So, like, using, like, this could... we can have and see our boy Matt Murdock in Daredevil in a Spider-Man movie, like in a more like full length, feature length, like more than just like a scene, more than just a cameo, like a full-on movie with Daredevil appearing. You know? So either villain could work. Any villain could work if you have Kingpin. It gives Spider-Man and Daredevil to team up more, because they both have a common enemy, Wilson Fisk. So they have to take out Wilson Fisk. Maybe Kingpin hires Scorpion. He hires Mark Gargan, who we saw in Spider-Man Homecoming, who we haven't seen in quite a bit of years, and it would be awesome for Michael Mando to suit up as Scorpion.
Not a dance party.
If he hires, maybe Kingpin hires, he might hire maybe, say, Kraven. He might hire, well, actually, that's it. He might hire Black Cat. He might hire Black Cat. I mean, he could hire some of these characters. Maybe Black Cat's the character and the hero that maybe she's like, hey, Parker, hey, Spider, you know, I don't think this is for you. I don't think this is you. You know, this isn't the type of guy I'm into. Like, you're a bad boy. I like that, but you're not a bad boy. That's not your heart's content, you know? You know what I mean? But I think Scorpion or Kraven could work because it's a villain that both Daredevil and Spider-Man can both take on, and then lead up to, hey, we gotta take care of Fisk. Either way, you have to have a huge conflict for Spider-Man and the symbiote to happen. Hell, even if you don't use Kingpin, I think even if you don't use Kingpin, I think it would be genius if you bring in our first ever MCU Norman Osborn. You introduce Green Goblin in MCU Spider-Man 4. Like, an MCU Green Goblin. And hear me out. I know we just saw Green Goblin in No Way Home, but one, it'd be a different actor, and he'd be a lot younger. He'd be younger than Dafoe's Green Goblin, because Dafoe is probably a little bit older. So make him a little younger, like maybe like 30s, 40s. I'm assuming Norman's probably the same age as Dafoe is, 50 or 60. I don't think so. I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong, but still, have a younger actor, obviously. Or hell, have a different actor. Any actor, really. Matthew McConaughey, Gary Oldman, Jason Isaacs, Tom Cavanaugh, Damian Lewis, any of these actors that you look up, you can look at them and go, oh, they would look like pretty good Green Goblins and Norman Osborns. Who else could you have? Damn it, there's too many I'm trying to think of, and I keep passing this like I can go through it. I'm sorry. Who else is there that would be a good, like, MCU Norman Osborn? Either way, whatever the case is, the reason why I say we go for a different Norman, or we go for an MCU Norman, is because think about the moment. Wait, maybe not. Maybe. Well, I'll touch on that in a second. Because the reason why I say Norman is because maybe picture the scene. So, however the scene plays out, whether it's when Peter first meets Norman Osborn, like maybe he first discovers, oh, there's a new company called Oscorp that I'm just discovering, and he meets the CEO, and the CEO is Norman Osborn. Like maybe he's like, oh, my name's Peter Parker. Oh, I'm Norman Osborn. Or maybe the first time he sees the Green Goblin. Either way, that visual of the Green Goblin or that name of Norman Osborn, whichever scene it is, like, picture it. Picture it a second. Picture it. Either introduction, hey, name's Peter Parker, Norman Osborn. An echo happens of he hears Norman Osborn. Flashbacks in his head of hearing Dafoe's laughter after beating the shit out of him. And that sequence, like those visuals, like those memories, those flashbacks play in Peter's head. Or when he first sees the Green Goblin, our Green Goblin in the MCU, fly in. And then he has this face of aggression, of like anger, like ready to just go to town on him. And with the symbiote suit on Spider-Man's side, just goes nuts. No, it's not who I wanted.
Doesn't matter which reality I'm in, I'll never give up.
Like, imagine that, or maybe when he meets Norman Osborn for the first time, he's kind of like, Parker, are you okay? And like, maybe the symbiote's kind of playing with his head, and he's like, I gotta go. Or both. Both scenes could happen. Both can happen.
Life sure is great.
Both can
when
happen,
it's not
you know?
raining Nova Corps ships.
Like maybe first sequence we see of him meeting Norman, he's having that flashback where he's about to kill him with his glider. Maybe he's about to do that.
Finally gonna teach that no-good buckethead a lesson.
Maybe he does that, and then when he sees the Goblin, maybe he looks different. Maybe he looks like this.
Mexican Blitz in my break.
Or maybe he has the glider technology.
If I spend another 2
whatever
hour
the
lunch
case
lost
is.
in the hexagons,
He sees that Goblin. He sees that green and purple. And he starts seeing those visuals again and hearing that laugh in his head.
So enjoy
like as if this is like something that haunts Peter. And the symbiote's like, we have to kill him because that, it may not have been that Norman Osborn, but a Norman Osborn has killed our aunt. And imagine if this Norman kills someone we love. Using that anger in Peter, using that emotion, using that to his advantage, and then just almost tears up the Green Goblin. and
Come
realizing
on,
like
Guardians.
obviously
How
Peter's gonna
long
have a
does it
moment
take
of
to
what have I
beat
done?
one guy?
You know?
I want to go home already.
But whatever the case is, there's got to be a moment where whoever the villain is, whether it's MCU, Green Goblin, pick your actor, whoever it is, pick your casting if you want, leave that in the chat. But MCU Goblin, Kingpin, Scorpion, Craven, any of those villains would work. And you have him, and whoever he's about to kill, he's like, he stops and he goes, "What am I doing?" Leaves. Has a moment of reality. Maybe
like
Daredevil plays a part in it and realizes, dude, you were about to fuck that guy up. Like, literally, you were about to fuck that guy up.
Make a note about that.
So,
wait, where was I going?
then ditches the suit, has a good conflict with the suit, and then they take out the other villain, whoever the villain may be, and then maybe if they really want to, if they can, if they really want to, either for the fourth movie or tease a different film, like maybe an MCU Spider-Man 5, or a different film, like maybe Tom Holland's Spider-Man versus Venom. Tease Eddie Brock showing up again. Bring back Eddie Brock again. Bring back Venom. Tease it maybe as a post-credit scene for Spider-Man 4, MCU Spider-Man 4, or have it be like maybe another villain, like maybe Venom shows up for Spider-Man 4, and you have 2 to 3 villains for MCU Spider-Man 4. Because, I mean, if No Way Home can have 5 villains, then I think it'd be okay and be fine if we do see Venom, Kingpin, and maybe another villain in Spider-Man 4.
Building seems a little dangerous.
Even if they don't, post-credit scene of Venom returning for Spider-Man 5, or maybe Spider-Man versus Venom movie, like its own movie of Spider-Man, Tom Holland's Spider-Man fighting Tom Hardy's Venom, you know? And there you go. That'd be the idea. Doesn't matter the villain. I'd be fine with any villain, really. I'm okay with any of those villains. Even if they bring in someone like Chameleon, I'd be like, I mean, okay. I mean, not as like crucial, but yeah, Chameleon. Hell, even if you want to bring back Mysterio, imagine Mysterio coming back, and then whether Mysterio even remembers or not, imagine Peter Parker going, "You're the one that started this all. You're the one that did this to me and caused this and all these other things." And he maybe almost kills him. Maybe he almost kills Quentin Beck. And the symbiote's like, "What are you doing? Finish him."
Come on, Guardians.
I know I keep saying you know, but I'm just like,
I want to go home already.
So, I think any of those would work. I think either way, you have something with Daredevil, and we maybe get something with Venom, and I think you definitely have to have the symbiote suit. Especially, there was that concept art. There was that concept art for Spider-Man, Tom Holland's Spider-Man wearing the suit too. It looked so good. It was for No Way Home. They had an idea. It was a concept art that, hey, he'd have the symbiote suit or whatever the reason was, but it looked so good that I feel like that is a perfect tease to Spider-Man 4. Yeah, look it up. Actually, you know what? Hold on.
Kids would love
Do I have it?
Castles. And I've heard the weather is pretty fair. Oh.
Wow, that was bad. But hang on a second. Actually, give me a second, Mage Wolf. I'm going to show you it. It's really good.
I find that Ronin so dreamy. If only he'd stop his relentless attack on my planet. Maybe we could be together.
Hang on, let me see if I can find the picture. I might have it. Let me see. Let me see. I know I have it.
I do so enjoy sitting next to the central fountain. It emits a sense of mystery. Like there's some
I'll give you a good look, and if you guys want, you can always look it up. Like seriously, it's like concept art. It looks legit real.
He was super rude to me when I went to say hi before.
If I can find it, it's really good. Like I cannot stress it enough. It looks super cool.
That carnivorous plant near the Novacore building seems a little dangerous. I hope some brave gardener takes care of it before it eats somebody.
I mean, I don't know if, I guess it's considered concept art, but it's like,
well,
I don't know. I think people are calling it concept art. But it fits so good.
I don't want to go to work today. It's so nice out. Maybe I should just hop on the Kango rail and go on a trip. Maybe to that sandy triangle place. Or the rainy castle.
Yeah, but imagine that. See? Like, that looks so good. It looks sleek. I know it's a little weird with the white veins, but I like that. I think it's like a nice little subtle touch, a nice little details to it. But like, it's cool still. I like how it's solid, just sleek and slick.
Come on, Guardians. How long does it take to beat one guy?
Imagine that
I want to go home
happening on Tom Holland for Spider-Man 4. Now, the Goblin King could work, I guess. I mean, if you want to do, like, multiverse, maybe, or maybe do something where, yeah, Norman is the Goblin King or something. Like, if you want to bring in Norman again. Which, alright, sure. That would be kind of cool. See that big, hulkish goblin from, like, the Ultimate Spider-Man comics. Like, that could be the route they could go with it, you know? They could do something like that, or they can do, like, the winged goblin design, or just classic glider goblin. However, my thing with Hobgoblin is, yeah, I know people are like, oh my gosh, what if, like, Ned Leeds becomes Hobgoblin? I don't think Ned's gonna become Hobgoblin. I don't think so. That's my thoughts. I don't think Ned's gonna become Goblin, because our Ned, I don't see it happening. Because the only way that would work is because the only way that would work is if Ned were to go, oh my gosh, I can't believe my best friend lied to me and didn't tell me he was Spider-Man, or I didn't know of this. It doesn't sound right, because technically Ned Leeds doesn't know who Peter Parker is. He doesn't know who he is, really. Michelle doesn't really know. I mean, maybe they do, but the existence of Peter Parker existing is futile to very few people. Even Happy didn't know who Peter Parker was. At the funeral, at Aunt May's funeral, literally, Peter stood there next to Aunt May's grave, and Happy stood there next to him like, oh, hey, kid. You know, like, especially when how much he knew Aunt May and he knew Peter Parker. Like, he doesn't even know that Aunt May had a nephew. That's how much his memory and that's how much his life is no longer existing in the universe. So he even says that Peter is like, how'd you know her? And he says, through Spider-Man. Same thing. So there's no recollection to most people that Peter Parker exists. So it wouldn't make any sense for all of a sudden Ned to go, oh my gosh, my best friend, he lied, and I can't believe he didn't tell me he was Spider-Man. Like, it makes no sense, because, like, he had his reasoning to erase everyone's memory, and it's not like he lied. It was just that, hey, I did it for everyone, I did it for you guys, and all this stuff. Like, I don't see our Ned Leeds turning into Hobgoblin. But, I do see this. I mean, yeah, I guess you could go down the hero route for Hobgoblin, but I personally, I don't like that. I hate that a little bit, because I hate that there's that Spider-Man cartoon that was on Disney XD, and they made fucking Hobgoblin a hero, and it was Harry nonetheless, which makes no sense, because if you're gonna make Harry the Goblin, why not just make him the fucking Green Goblin? Like, ugh. It was so bad, but anyways, I see what you're saying. It's kind of cool, but I don't think that could... I mean, for Ned, maybe. For Ned, maybe, but here's me. I never liked when Hobgoblin was a hero, because I always saw him as the villain. He's better off a villain than a hero. Doesn't matter who's in the mantle. Don't care if it's Harry Osborn, don't care if it's Jason, don't care if it's Ned Leeds, don't care if it's Jason, don't care if it's Roderick Kingsley or whoever else took the mantle of Hobgoblin. I don't care. I always liked him when he's better off as the villain. He's just better off that way. I like him a lot more that way, especially since I like that Spider-Man the Anime Series Hobgoblin. That's always been my favorite, especially since it's Mark Hamill, and I like that idea that Hobgoblin is like a hitman. He works for hire, he works for business, and he wants to kind of be a crime lord, and he kind of wants power, and he wants that sort of like feel of it, you know? I like that instead of the whole hero identity. But that's just my opinion. You're allowed to have a different opinion, but I don't like when they make some villains heroes, like Goblin, for example. So, I mean, it could work, but I don't know. But if we are going to have Hobgoblin, in the MCU, let's not have it be Ned Leeds. However, we have a multiverse, right? We have a multiverse. We could see a variant of Ned Leeds from a different universe show up somehow and be the Hobgoblin. The multiverse of madness is still happening, so there's got to be different realities entering our world. So, with that said, we could see a variant of Ned showing up, and he decides maybe he hated, in his universe, he hated Peter Parker. Maybe he hated that he lied to him, that, oh, you lied to me, you were Spider-Man. Or maybe it's something different. Maybe he was manipulated by Norman. Maybe he was, in his universe, Norman manipulated Ned to be the villain. Made him and persuaded him to become the Hobgoblin. Maybe something made him evil. Or maybe Ned in that universe is just a plain douche. He's just a plain jerk. And he just wanted to be evil.
To all citizens complaining about being so-called.
Oh, the variant thing? Yeah. I mean, that'd be cool. But if they don't do the variant thing, there's very little subtle ways that can have a different Hobgoblin, because I said there's different people that have taken the mantle of the Hobgoblin. There's Roderick Kingsley, there's someone named Jason, and there was, I think, another guy, or that's just it. So, if they want, we could see Roderick Kingsley in our universe. Roderick Kingsley, don't care who you cast. I mean, you could have, I don't know actually, I'm not going to go into casting right now, but let's go into the plot. Let's just go into the idea for a second. Get Roderick Kingsley. He was a big CEO dude. Maybe he worked for Oscorp, maybe he didn't. Maybe he wanted to make his own company. Maybe people didn't want to fund him. And so he's like, you don't want to fund my technology? Military, government, people, army, whatever guys, you don't want to fund my shit? Alright, I'll be evil, and I've got this super, like, psychoticness that makes me, like, goblin-like, or I wear this mask to strike fear into people, so that way people will be afraid, and then maybe you'll understand, and maybe my point will be made. I don't know. You want to do that?
Play some Hexagon Blitz in my break.
If
Just
you
a
do
little bit,
Jason,
if I spend another 2-hour lunch,
he was a criminal, so he could start off as a criminal.
Me.
I
Just
do
from the
so
get-go.
enjoy sitting next to the central
Jason,
fountain. It makes a
I think
sense
either
of
before he became the
mystery,
Hobgoblin or
like
after
there's
he
some
became
sort
the
of
Hobgoblin.
secret hidden inside.
Even Jim Carrey. I mean, if you want to make him an older fellow, sure. If you want to make Roger Kingsley or Jason an older fellow,
straight
sure.
up doesn't exist anymore.
I was
Thanks
thinking
a lot,
more
Cap.
like Cameron Monaghan,
I'd say Xandar's actually looking
who's
pretty
Dexter,
good,
guys?
considering the place was shot to bits, stomped
Who's
all
the
over
guy that
by
plays
a Celestial,
Dexter?
then ripped up and dropped into some kind of crazy limbo world.
Guys, anyone, real quick, if you have any like spare time, who's the actor that plays Dexter?
All right,
I can't,
defenses
like,
are down. The Guardians are finally gonna teach that no-good Buckethead a lesson.
That's gonna bother me now.
Come on, Guardians. How long does it take to beat one guy? I want to go home already.
Michael C. Hall. Someone like Michael C. Hall, maybe
lately?
Jackie Earl Haley, who's Rorschach from The Watchmen. Somebody like that can play like a crazy character. Someone psychotic. I don't know. But Jason I think either before he became the Hobgoblin or after he became the Hobgoblin, he became a villain known as Jack-O-Lantern.
Please, no.
He became Jack-O-Lantern. So, maybe he was a former ex-criminal known as Jack-O-Lantern and decided, oh, I found this glider technology from this goblin that came from one universe to another. Maybe I'll take that technology and use it for my own, and I'll be the Hobgoblin. Like, I don't know, there's a few ideas. There's a few ideas.
Considering the place was shot to bits, stomped all over by a celestial, and ripped up, dropped
but,
into some kind of crazy
that's just my thing. That's just my thinking.
Where am I going? I feel like I'm just walking in circles. I should make a note of my path in the future. Maybe I should make a note about that.
But I think I'm spent on...
Where was I going?
Spoilers and Spider-Man 4 ideas. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. I'm going to take a quick, just quick few minutes, and I'll come right back. If you guys have anything, leave them in the chat. You're more than welcome. This is a good opportunity where we can either do just a small Q&A. If you want to just leave some suggestions. Leave any questions, leave any comments.
If I spend another 2-hour lunch lost in the hexagons,
in the chat.
The boss is going to blitz me.
Well, world's not been destroyed yet.
Who decided to put our city next to an active volcano? I like hot and dangerous as much as the next guy, but this is too much. Those Asgardians next door are pretty impressive. The way they dress and those accents? Oh, so cool.
I do so enjoy sitting next to the central fountain. It emits a sense of mystery, like there's some sort of secret hidden inside.
Please, no epic battles today.
I don't want to go to work today. It's so nice out. Maybe I should just hop on the Tangle Rail and go on a trip. Maybe to that sandy triangle place, or the rainy castle-y place. Ugh! Can someone do something about those awful Kang announcements? Listening to the guy who destroyed our home prattle on all day is not my idea of a good time. That carnivorous plant near the Novacore building seems a little dangerous. I hope some brave gardener takes care of it before it eats somebody.
I'd say Xandar's actually looking pretty good. Considering the place was shot to bits, stomped all over by a celestial, then ripped up and dropped into some kind of crazy limbo world.
What a Kang-tastic day. Sorry, I get paid to say that. I don't want to go to work today. It's so nice out. Maybe I should just hop on the Tangle Rail and go on a trip.
Kind stranger!
Let's see what the heck this is about.
We need you again.
What this is supposed to be about, though. Oh shit! I can ride this? So if you guys want, if you're still in the chat, if you're more than likely, if you're more likely, feel free to leave any comments, questions, any suggestions, any requests, anything like that, thoughts, whatever you want to get into. If you have anything, leave them down in the chat. I think this is a good opportunity to just do just a little bit of this is just extra time now, and just we can talk about some other stuff, or if we want to keep it Marvel, keep it Marvel. If you don't, then I'm all okay with that.
We need you again.
I think I've got all things I've gotten out pretty much for topic-wise, because I mainly had just the 3 segments, just the Spider-Star stuff, spoilers for Spider-Man No Way Home, and a bit of ideas for Spider-Man 4. Actually, no. I do have a few things I do want to say. I have one more thing I do want to say.
I do so enjoy.
This is still extra, but I do want to say one more thing. Let me see this real quick. How the hell? I was just able to tame this thing and jump on this thing.
rages once more.
Please calm him.
I just was able to ride him. I saw a triangle.
Play some Hexagon Blitz.
You guys
in my
saw a
break.
triangle, right?
Just a little bit, though. If I spend another
Am
2
I
hours
losing
on
my
blocking
mind?
the hexagons,
I don't know.
the boss is gonna blitz me.
Wait, there it was! Come on! Where is it? Where is it?
Can someone do something about those
Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
announcements?
Come on.
Listening to the guy who
Come on.
prattle on all day is not.
There it is, there it is. What the hell?
Okay.
Oh, it's like riding a bull. Okay, I see. I see, I see, I see.
Those golden helmets are so fancy.
Okay, I see now. Give me a second. Okay, this is like quick time event.
Come on.
So, oh, I see what I gotta do. Okay. What?
You have calmed the beast once more.
Many thanks. Now we can continue our journey to return the Arkindai home.
Has anyone seen the Queen?
Really? I don't get anything out of it? Fine. Okay, so real quick, I just remembered. Thank God I just remembered this. Wait, hang on. How much is Killmonger? I'm curious how Killmonger is. Killmonger's how much? Oh, yeah, I'm not there yet. Anyways. So, people are saying about... Real quick, I just remembered.
Plant near the
People are like, oh my gosh, we should get a Spider-Man 4 from Tobey Maguire and an Amazing Spider-Man 3 from Andrew Garfield. Right? So, people are wanting that. And I'm a little indifferent. So, remember, you guys remember when I did my Epic Mickey? My Epic Mickey stream I did, episode 2 of it? And I mentioned I was trying to, like, I wasn't trying to spoil much, but I feel if something happened, then I'd be on board for it, because here's my take. As much as that would be great to see, like to see Toby get another movie, and Andrew get another movie, and Andrew can get a trilogy. However, I feel like their time is done a little bit. I don't know why. Not that their time is done, but I feel like Marvel has a lot of other ideas that they may not do it. I don't know. I feel like it's a little too late for them to get their own, like, continuations. Like, I feel like Syndrome a little bit, where it's like, it's 15 years a little too late to get a Spider-Man 4. It's a little, like, 10 years too late to get a Amazing Spider-Man 3. So, that's just me. I mean, I know there's a lot of possibilities behind it, but I feel like that's too late. Like, maybe if we got this back in, like, 2010, when Spider-Man 4 was supposed to happen, or if we got Amazing Spider-Man 3 back in 2016, then maybe, but, like, that's, like, stuff in the past. That's like saying, hold on, let me get away from Kang, because Kang's being obnoxious.
Welcome back, you mini golf maniac. Ready to show
that's
me
like
some
saying,
more of that awesome hammer action?
This is the best way I can put it. Is that's like saying, you tell me, like, if someone were to tell me, oh, I want right now a Nicolas Cage Superman movie directed by Tim Burton, or, oh, Tim Burton should come back and do Batman 3 with Michael Keaton. It's like, yeah, that'd be great, but it's a little too late, and it's kind of a little too old to do that now, you know? Like, not that Andrew and Toby are too old, but I mean, I feel like it's too late. I feel like that's, like, those canceled film ideas have long gone, been past. Would it mean, would they come back from the grave? Sure, but I mean, here's how I am. Here's how I am. I'm just a little indifferent. But, so, the only thing that will convince me to say, oh, the only thing that will convince me to say, now I want to see an Amazing Spider-Man 3 and a Spider-Man 4 is the following. And I know it sounds very, like, insignificant, but if this seriously happens, then I'm all aboard for more of Toby and Andrew. So Morbius, we don't know where it's technically set. Technically, it feels like it's in the MCU. I'm assuming it's in the MCU, since Michael Keaton is Vulture. So Jared Leto is Morbius in the MCU. If for some reason, whether it's another multiverse thing, or somehow, because Oscorp exists in Morbius, there is an Oscorp building in Morbius that could be from perhaps Andrew Garfield's universe. I don't know if maybe Oscorp is being made and being forged and being created in our MCU, and that Morbius is still in our MCU. But actually, hold on. Is my audio still working? I just want to double check. Real quick. Check. Just a real quick check. Just want to see. I'll make sure of something.
Maybe.
Here for another viewing. We should really be charging you for this. But
If I have to listen to one more of those Kang announcements, ooh, I'm gonna do something.
Looked like something big was
Whoever's still in the chat, give me just a quick little thing saying if my audio is still good.
massive face that appeared in the sky? Nah, probably unrelated.
Just real quick, and then I'll get back to what I was saying. I'm trying to climb Oscorp while I'm doing this. Okay, sweet. Just want to double check. I appreciate it, honestly, you guys, because I don't want my audio going in and out. But, so, unless Oscorp is low-key just being made and being incorporated into the MCU, we saw in one of the Morbius trailers there is a Oscorp building. So is it perhaps possible? Oh wait, no, I don't want to do that, but that's fine. So is it perhaps possible? Somehow, I don't know if it, I mean, it could play into part. It could play a good part in it, but if it's possible, maybe we'll see like Morbius enter the multiverse, or somehow something has to happen with the multiverse. But anyways, my main thing I want to get across is if perhaps we wind up seeing, if we see somehow a cameo from Andrew Garfield, or maybe he's a crucial part in the movie, but if we see a cameo or a crucial part from Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man in Morbius, then I'm gonna want to see, I'm gonna hands down, absolutely 100% want to see more of Andrew Garfield and more of Tobey Maguire, because this means that, hey, Disney and Marvel's not done with those characters and they want to do more stuff. So that's where my head is at. If they do that little thing, if they do that one little thing for Morbius, where Andrew Garfield shows up, then I'll be like, okay, I see that Disney wants to do more.
If some
So
superhero
I want
could
to see
see
more.
their way to saving me right about now,
Like,
that'd be great.
You sell me? You sell me what you're selling me what no wait, I'll buy what you're selling. Because that means that, again, Andrew and Toby were not just like, they weren't just, it was just a one-time deal. We'll do a few films for you guys, but we'll keep it under wraps, you know? Or we'll confirm it after Morbius. So if that happens, then I'm 100% on board. I'm on board. Because then we could see Amazing Spider-Man 3. And I have an idea or two, but I'm thinking, should I save that? Actually, I'll save that. I might save that for another time. But let me know in the comments any suggestions, any thoughts, anything in the moment, since we still have a few bit of extra minutes before we wrap up. And also, if you want me to talk about the Amazing Spider-Man 3, like an idea for Amazing Spider-Man 3, what would be my thoughts on it, what do I think would happen, then let me know if you want to see it as a video, a live stream podcast like this that we just did here, or I could do a quick short. Let me know in the chat. And this is pretty much the extra stuff. This is just extra time. We won't go on for too long. I've gone for quite a bit, but we won't go too long. At least a good, maybe 10 minutes maximum. Probably less than that, but 10 minutes maximum. Sound good? Where's your help? Okay.
I've picked up a crime taking place near your location. Can you go take a look?
Oh, they're over here.
Ah, you come to admire the fruits of your labor. The trees are looking great.
Oh shit!
I think
He's got
I
balls.
might have mentioned I'm no expert on these things. Thank you so much.
We did the super move at the last second. That's fine.
Great job.
That's
I knew
cool.
you could do it.
That's cool. So let me know what you guys think. This is just gonna be an extra couple minutes. 5 more minutes minimum, 10 minutes maximum. So we'll do that and then we'll wrap up. So if you guys have anything, leave them down in the chat while you still can. And anyone that tunes into the live stream,
I wish tourists would stop trying to climb
do the
in
same
giant
thing if you
panther's
want. If you're
mouth.
catching this out as a video, like once this is on the replay, leave anything in the comments section down below.
Ah, you come to admire the fruits of your labor.
I'm just gonna be running around, and honestly,
The
I
trees
wish
are
there was
looking
more of those
great,
bad guy
I think.
bosses.
I might
It's
have
been a while
mentioned
since I
I'm
found
no
them.
expert on these things.
Like, I'm serious, it's been a while since I saw one of those red highlighted boss areas. I kinda want more. I wish there was more, because there's gotta be more. There's still so many characters I haven't unlocked and locked. Like, look at this. Hold up. Like, there's still a bunch I still have to well, actually, hang on. Yeah, there's still a bunch I need to unlock. Hold on. Look, there's lock number 1, lock number 2, 3. There's another one for, I think, Electro. No, not Electro, Vulture. So that's 4. Yeah. Wait, 4 for Vulture, 5 for Shocker. Am I missing any locks? 6 by Grandmaster, 7 over here, 8, 9, wait, 7, 8, 9, there's 10 here. I think that's it. I think everyone else I have to purchase. No, actually no, there's 11. There's 11 locks. 12, 13, 14, 14. 14 characters I'm still missing. I don't know if all those are villains, but still. Actually, let me see something. I just realized I forgot I have Ragnarok. That's cool. I got Ragnarok. Yeah, Ragnarok. There you go. I don't know. I feel like having Ragnarok because Ragnarok's cool.
Lady who runs it always seems to be in some.
I'm not gonna lie, he looks really good. I like the helmet's really dope. Actually, you know what? If we're gonna have another universe Spider-Man, we gotta have another universe Batman or another universe character. So let's bring in. No, actually, you know what? Let's have me. This was my first character I made in LEGO Marvel 2. I literally named him what my YouTube channel used to be. Oh, the good old days. I'm happy that I miss, but I don't miss those good old days. Oh, for so many reasons, so many. And how much I've grown since then. Oh, I'm not even kidding about that. Well, actually, I am. At the same time, I'm not. Q&A time, it's Q&A time, it's Spider Star.
I saw a monkey fighting a bunch of snowmen earlier. Maybe I've been up here too long.
I mean, this is a good time for everyone to ask anything or leave anything, and I have Spider Star right here, so.
Citizens are warned not to approach.
Oh! What the? Oh, it's just a star. It's also, like, importance. That looked pretty cool with that outfit, but nah. I like the characters I've come up with since then. Awesome Andrew never went anywhere, to be honest. It was just an idea, and then I was like, so. But I went into more thought on Spider Star and the Omega Ranger. Actually, yeah, sure, why not? We'll do a race. I'll do a race with myself. Sure. For old time's sake. Yeah, why not? Got a couple minutes. Give you guys a few minutes. If you guys have anything, leave them down below. And I'll look at them momentarily. I'll look at them in a second. Actually, I really don't care if I mess this one up. I've won this race before, but I'll probably still win this race.
I see you have found my...
And there it is. Where to go? And I left Park Spider Star somewhere. And I think this is basically like this type of race is kind of like going around the entire like multiverse of Chronopolis. Crap, there we go. Actually, not even close. What am I talking about? No, never mind. And I think we'll go back to the nice cold of New York. And I think, yeah, I'll give it 2 more minutes and I think we'll wrap up. No one else has anything else.
It's cold. I know we've got a whole
I miss
new
doing
bunch
that.
of problems now.
You know what I
but
miss,
have
guys? I miss when we used to have the Helicarrier in this game. Like, I know that was Lego Marvel Superheroes and now it's Lego Marvel Avengers. But I miss when we had the Helicarrier. Because that was always the best part for me in Lego, was just the drop down from the Helicarrier and just, whether you parachute or not, that was always fun for me. I always liked that. That was great. I can't do it from that plinth because there's not that much to do from the plinth. So, like, alright, I mean, I can try, but it's not the same. It's really not the same as the Helicarrier. It really isn't the same. I mean, I could try, but it's just not the same. I can't stress that enough, because I'd be saying the same thing again. I mean, no, it's not the same, really. It's not the same. You see, look, you know, I mean, you can, but still, it's just, it was cooler that way with the Helicarrier. We're gonna end right off at New York City, because I want to go back to New York, not Hydra Empire. And I think that is going to do it. Damn it, Wasp, I swear. I was just about to end it, and you had to give me such a tedious task. No offense, but still. Where's Spider Star? Come here, buddy. Let's go. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna bring in my boy, Cowboy Batman. Yeah, that's right. Where the hell's the other one? Where are you?
Those strange flying objects. Are they truly watching our every move?
Here.
You're the
best. Yeah. Thank you.
Making Chronopolis a safer place, one sleazeball at a time.
Yeah. I think. Wait, come on. I want to freaking. I want to get. What else? Yes, I've finished. We've been finished. Yes! Yes, Cowboy Batman. I mean, come on, look at this guy. Hold on, look at it. Like, I really put a lot of interest into this when I first started playing Lego Marvel 2. I was like, this is my favorite custom I've made. Like, hold on, let's like literally look, get a look at this. Look at that. It's got the nice guns, got double pistols, got a nice little cowboy belt, the Batman cape. He's got the Batman look. He's got cowboy hat. He doesn't have the Batman like emblem, but he's got something close to it, which is Black Bolt. He's got that rugged, like brown western, like something old-timey, old like sleeves and stuff. Like, look at that! Come on! You're not telling me you wouldn't want this? You're telling me you wouldn't want a cowboy Batman that's from another universe or from the multiverse, or a Batman where he's traveled to the Old West and he's got advanced technology. Like, look at that. He's got cool, like EMP blast. He swings his gun like a batarang. He doesn't shoot it, but still. I don't know why. Oh, there it is. Yeah, he does shoot it. Fuck yeah, he does shoot his fucking pixel bat. Yeah! Look at that. Look at that. I'm sorry. That was cool. I forgot I could do that. I forgot I could shoot. Like, come on. Like, come on. Do you guys want me to just show you my customs real quick? And then that'll be it? If not, I'm literally about to end this. I mean, I could take a quick thing. If not, I'll just cut it here and end it here.
What peril
like,
have
okay,
I become ensnared with this?
Everybody ever.
Where are you? There. All right. Last thing for the day. Last thing for the day. So, get a good nice look at Cowboy Batman. And then, since this is a Marvel game, not because since this is a Marvel game, but since this is a whole multiverse, Chronopolis, merging different universes and stuff like that, I made DC characters from those different realms. So a Cowboy Batman, and we have I call Sir Superman. Sir Superman from the medieval times, where he has a nice little medieval knight helmet with a cool sword in hand, while he could still fly and do the cool Superman things that Superman can do.
Reassuring to see
like heat vision, well, he's got a magic sword, I should say. He's from the English times of magic, so he has a magic sword as good as Black Lightning. Look at that! Look at how powerful that sword is, and his strength is incredible. He's indestructible, just as Superman should be. And then, hang on. Yeah, I gave him the helmet. I wanted to give him a medieval helmet because why not? I mean, it looks better on him. I like it. It looks more medieval. It's not a knight helmet per se, but it's the only helmet that I said, you know what? It doesn't cover up his face, and it looks very medieval. So yeah, it's Superman. Sir Superman from England of 1800s. I don't know. And then we got Flash from 2099. Very like armor-like, very futuristic-like. Pretty much like how you would expect Flash to look like in the future. He's not a robot, just very armor-like, almost like an Iron Man suit, but not Iron Man, of course. And that's it. And where was the baddies? There was something with baddies? No. There was something with baddies. I really don't know. I don't remember. Oh well. Hi. Yeah, hi to you too. Let me see what we got.
Hey, come over here a second.
Nah, I'm good. I'm almost done. I'm finishing up my video here, so I'll see you later. Okay, next is where was he? I had no reason, but I wanted to make Zoom from the Flash, and I did my best. And I was like, God, like that looks too cool. And come on, I know it's not exactly like Zoom from the Flash, from the CW Flash, because I know like he doesn't have the yellow, he has the blue effect, but this is the closest thing I could do that looks like a Zoom or a Speedster that kind of looks like him. I could do reverse flash, but the problem is that Yellow Jacket helmet does not change color, and I hate it. Because if I could change the color, I would. I so would. But I like that. Like, look, I can shoot the lightning that's blue. He can shoot the lightning. Hold on. I thought he could shoot that more, but I guess not. Yeah, it's fine.
So, you've returned for some more hot joust action.
Cool zoom stuff. So yeah.
Ellie is ready when you are.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you have a buddy, you can joust
and
against
then
each
Blue
other.
Mask is just
if not, let me know, and I'll
another
get
character
Winston
I keep
to
forgetting I
saddle
made.
up. Oh, sure, he'll complain, but that's what
Shut up,
he gets
I'm
for
trying to
eating
talk,
my
dude.
yogurt.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude. I don't mean to be rude. Blue Mask is a character I've made quite a bit ago, like Fly before Spider Star. I don't know if I'll keep him. I might do a story on him. I don't know. We'll see. If people really want to know about Blue Mask, then sure. If not, then I'll just be like, yeah, he's just an OC, and then leave it at that. He's supposed to fit in the Marvel universe, so he works. I think he's kind of cool. And then I made Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio, so Spider-Man Far From Home. Kind of, sort of. I like it. I think it looks like Jake Gyllenhaal a little bit. He doesn't have the illusion powers, and I don't think I unlocked the actual Mysterio, but still. Actually, maybe I did.
Could really use some help here.
Let me check. Do I have Mysterio? Morbius, Moon Knight, Mordo, Morgan Le Fay. Yeah, I don't have Mysterio. Or do I? No, I don't have Mysterio. So Mysterio is one of these. One of these
You
locked
seen that
ones,
superhero supply store?
MODOK, yeah, okay.
Lady who runs it
Modam,
always
yeah.
seems to be in some sort of trouble. Yesterday she was purple. You'll learn
And then
to
I
tune
have T'Challa from Marvel's What If. So T'Challa when he was Star-Lord, and where the heck are the bad guys?
This is bad. This is really bad.
Yeah, I hear ya. I hear ya.
New vibranium samples have been detected in the vicinity. Please visit the terminal for more information.
Good there, Spider Star. Cool.
There's a crime happening near you.
Shut up!
Can you see it?
Wasp. Okay,
Go teach
we
those
saw
guys
Cowboy
a
Batman,
lesson.
we saw Spider Star, and then we got Agent Carnage, who, since we have Agent Venom, he's not an OC of mine, but I just wanted to make an Agent Carnage, since there's an Agent Venom. Where is he? Where is he? Here he is. Wait.
I thought I might know you again. I really need to get
So we
the
got
vibranium
Agent
case.
Venom, right? He's a good guy, he's an anti-hero, he's worked for S.H.I.E.L.D., stuff like that. I've seen fan art of a character called Agent Carnage, and I wanted to make him in Lego form. And so, Agent Carnage, from what I've seen, is I don't know who he is exactly, like if it's Cletus Cassidy still, or someone else, but all I know is he's basically Agent Venom, but Carnage, and instead of working for the good guys, he's still a villain, and he's a Hydra agent. So I'm like, alright, cool. He's got that sweet-ass axe of his. You look like a bad guy, I'm going to kill you. Can I throw my axe? Yes, I can. Fuck yeah, I can. Yeah. There we go. See? Those are my customers, I think. And that is all of them. And I think that'll do it for all. I thank you guys so much for staying tuned in to this, because I know this was quite a lot. And again, I know I don't usually go on for 3 hours. I don't mind when I do, but I really just I appreciate when all of you do stay tuned, because man, like sometimes I don't know. I mean, do you guys like when I go up to 3 hours, or I don't know if people have the time or the patience to really sit and watch 3 hours, but hey, I appreciate it, honestly. I do. Like with everything in my whole life, I do. Because then I go, wow, you actually, like, it just makes me feel good that you guys just sit through 3 hours with me, and I'm like, that tends to make my day. But I thank you guys so much for watching all this, and
we are joined to so many different locations, but none can compare to
it's fine,
our
but
lush
I thank
paradise.
you all for tuning in, and any of you that are checking this out, I thank you guys so much for watching. if you guys want, let me know, excuse me, if you guys are going to leave time codes, like leave the time codes in the comments on, hey, time code for this, time code for that, time code for this. If not, I'll go in and give you guys the time codes for if you guys want to watch this stream and go, hey, I want to watch this part of the stream, then you can just watch this part. I'll give you the time code. Boom, I'll put it in the comments, put it in the description, something like that. So I'll have to go back and just do this on replay. But if you guys come back and watch this as a video, I'll have a link in the description for my non-spoiler review for No Way Home, and I'll leave a few other things in there too to check out. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please smash that button. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I do awesome videos every day, if not every week. Make sure you ring that bell. I do new videos every day, if not every week. Share the video with family, friends, all that good stuff, and more. Leave some suggestions in the comments section. You name it, I'll look into it. And if you guys have any questions for me, leave those down below too. And then I'm going to at least get a Q&A sometime going down somewhere, hopefully soon. At least maybe 10 questions, maybe a little more than 5, maybe a little more than 10, but still. The idea of doing a small Q&A and then build up more and more questions if we do a Q&A series. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. I'll probably watch this anyways just to make sure of the time codes, but I appreciate that, Mage Wolf. Just let me know on Discord. And if you guys want, you can check me out on Discord. You can check me out on, I guess I can plug in a few other things. Instagram. Check me out on DeviantArt. I can probably put in a few of these in the description if you guys want. So I'll do that once this stream's over. So make sure to come back, tune in, to look for those links, and look out for all sorts of other stuff. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.